Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. If you can see me and hear me, let me know in the chat. Just say, hey, John, I can hear you and see you. I'm seeing where everybody is from. Hi there. Get my Mac working well. Kelowna, BC, beautiful there in the summer. Hey there from England. Hi, Vish. Anybody excited other than me? Are you ready to learn? Who wants to learn how to make a lot more money? Who wants to build their business so that it gives them the lifestyle of their dreams? Anybody? Like anybody? Are you ready to have some fun too? Is it okay if we have fun? Hi, Carolyn. Nice to see you.
Hi, John. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, everyone. Who's here for the first time? Anybody here for the first time? I know that. Oh, hello. Hello to all the newbies. For everybody that is not your first time with me, obviously you're here. Either you like me or you're just curious what I'm going to do today. But if tell the people that are here for the first time, do we give a lot of value? Do we give a lot of value? My goal is to help you achieve your business goals and dreams. And here is my promise: a little faster and a little bit easier than ever before. All right, a little bit value, and then. Oh, thank you, Lavina. I love you too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, this will be, 90 minutes or so, but I will stay on today for a Q&A session. Q&A session, all right? Hi, Sagar. Nice to have you on. Hi, Miriam. All right, so listen, let me share my screen with you. And then the more you participate with me, the more excited I get. So let me know, first and foremost, that you can see my screen. And it says, discover my secret marketing hacks to make $1,000, $10,000 a day in business. Now, listen, I know many of you know it's also possible to make $25,000 a day, $50,000 a day, $100,000 a day, right? Anybody here want to make $1,000 a day, $10,000 a day, $25,000 a day? Anybody? Like, it's fun, that I can promise you. It's even more fun making $100,000 a day, but in order to make 100,000, you need to know how to make 10,000. In order to make 10,000, you need to know how to make 1,000. Would you agree that there are building blocks to success? So 25K a day is great. Who wants to make 25K a day? I see one person said yes. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. Let me get my little clicker going. And I'm going to do some polls as well today. And we're going to be at least 90 minutes. Last week, I think we went about 2 hours, just so you know. And today I will answer some questions for you as well. Who's ready to play full out? Would you agree that the more you put into this, the more you're going to get out? So are you ready to upgrade your mindset, your knowledge, and your skills? Yes or yes? Just go yes. Just say yes in the chat. Now, here's the problem. We talked a little bit about this last week. 91% of businesses fail within 5 years. And this concerns me because the methods to grow a business are as easily available as the methods to learn English, French, Spanish, Chinese, or any other language. Would you agree with that? The methods to learn are there. Would you agree? So the question is, why do most business owners fail? Why? Can anybody tell me? Let me know. I'm going to show you some success stories of people who, all right, have achieved success. Commitment. Okay, so commitment. They give up too soon. Yeah. Lack of progress. Poor planning. Okay. Lack of cash flow. Nope. Lack of cash flow is an effect. There's plenty of money out there. Implementation. Yeah. No vision. Lots of people have vision. Lack of belief. That could be it. Wrong subconscious fears. Yeah. There's a lot of real answers. Let me show you what's possible when you do learn. And I just asked the real question, why? So let me ask you a question. What is your current yearly business income? Let's do a little bit of a poll. I want to see where you are. Then I want to see where you want to go. And I'm going to help you bridge that gap. All right. So what is your current business income? And Carolyn's going to put up a poll. We'll have a little bit of fun. Who's here right now? All right. Okay, who's here right now? We always have people that, that are making $1 million or more. But that's like 1% of the businesses out there. So if you're making $1 million or more, congratulations. All right. If you're making zero right now, then you're probably new. How many of you don't have a business? Let me know in the chat. Say, I don't have a business, but I would like to have a business. Right? Like to have a business. All right, let's see if we can get another 10% to answer the question here. All right, so good. We're going to get into a couple of really key points over here. All right, Carolyn, let's see if we can end the poll. And we only have about half of you respond, but about 73% of you are less than $50,000. And then we have 50 to 100,000 at 17%. So 90% of you are under 100,000. Also, you are going to love this, and I'll show you how to bridge that gap. For everybody that's here, I'm going to give you some stuff that you can do. But let's ask this question right over here. All right. What is your income goal for this year or for the next 12 months? You can answer this either way. What is your goal? Let's say if you're under 50, what's the level you want to get to? If you're at 5 million, obviously you want to get to more. What are your goals over the next year? So for many of you, the jump that you want to make is a significant jump for you, right? It's a significant jump in your lifestyle when you achieve that. So it'll be worth it for you to pay attention, because I'll show you some of the stuff that we're doing right now. Just to put into perspective, we do we generate about 40,000 leads a month. I'll show you the process. And we're a 7-figure a month business. So we know how to help you get to those next levels, as you will see. So great. So we have the numbers have shifted to what your goals are. And I love that. Can you see the results, everyone?
Yep.
Yeah. Right. So that's, a lot of you want to move from the first level to the second to the third to the fourth. And then some of you made a huge jump all the way up. So awesome. So let's have a little bit of fun right now. So here's my goal. Many of you know this. We've already done this in the last 6 months. We've got a bunch of our students that are millionaires already. Many of you know I'm a New York Times best-selling author of several books. And anybody read any of my books? Has anybody seen any one of the 11 movies I've been in, like The Secret? Anybody? Many of you know that I've built a few companies. There's actually 5 of them. 4 were very successful and still, in play, actually, except for Bamboo. But when we talk about business, why do some people achieve success? Inner Size, your Bible, Jeanette. Love it, love it, love it. Inner Size, The Secret. Awesome. So why do most business owners fail? Right, I asked that before, but I don't agree with most of your answers. Most business owners fail because of 2 things and 2 things alone. We'll address one of those today in detail. Mindset is, it is partially mindset, but how does somebody, go from, a lack of knowledge and skills to get the knowledge and skills? But would you agree that it's the reason that they don't succeed is usually, okay, like I'm going to say 90% of the time, they have below average marketing and sales systems, right? They have below average marketing and sales systems. Let me just prove a point. How many of you, if you had better marketing and sales systems where you knew what to do, you knew why you should do it, you knew how to do it, and you did it, okay, and you did it, you would make more money. Doesn't matter what you're selling, whether you're selling, things to clean glasses or pens or tripod for cell phones, or glasses. Would you agree? Right. So I'm going to show you a few things today to create, to bridge that gap, because I could teach you a lot of stuff, but if you don't get marketing and sales, you might as well just, stop disappointing yourself. All right. So when we have, proper marketing systems, how many of you remember what Ray Kroc said? Anybody remember what Ray Kroc said about a system? No? Is it Hani or Han? He said the purpose of a system is so the person with the lowest level of skill could do it. Brilliant. The purpose of a system is so the person with the lowest level of skill can do it. All right, so we're going to get into what's possible. Yinka has been following our system. She went from being in debt 5 figures to getting out of debt, earning 6 figures a year. I'm on my way to 7 figures a year and becoming a millionaire. Clint is already a millionaire now. He's CEO of an audio visual company, increased revenues by $1 million, and consider us, me, integral part of his business, and is on his way to 10 million a year. Arif had a few dental clinics called a dental spa, making about $50,000 a month, which is good. And, started following the system. I'll show you that today. Increased revenues from 50 to 110,000 plus more collectibles because he used the system, 240,000 from 50,000, and then already booked 84,000. I'm going to show you a bunch of these, but let me share with you a picture. How many of you agree that in order to be a good, effective CEO, you at least need to start with a picture? And some of you have seen this before. Repetition is the mother of learning a skill. Would you agree that regardless of what your product or service is, that you should have marketing that targets a specific avatar or person? And yes, you can have 2 different people or 3 different people, but shouldn't your marketing speak to a specific, what we call as an avatar or a perfect client profile, right? So first and foremost, one of the things you have to do, take out a blank sheet of paper. And I've taught this in other trainings that I've done over the last several weeks. Many of you know I've done some free trainings over the last several weeks and some paid trainings also. And I teach that the first thing you have to do is speak to one person. Don't speak to 100, speak to one. And then once you speak to one, which I'm going to show you how to do, then you start to expand the number of people you speak to. All right. So once you know who that is that you're speaking to, then you create the marketing messaging in the different locations, whether it's your website, whether it's a brochure, whether it's your business card, whether it's social media, whether it's an ad, radio, television commercial. Then you speak to that one person who feels like you understand me. The purpose of great marketing, pay attention to what I'm about to say. The purpose of great marketing is not for them to understand you. The purpose of great marketing is for them to feel like you understand them. You get the difference? Everybody thinks, let me tell you about my program, product, or service. And people don't care about your program, product, or service. They care that you know who they are and what they're experiencing, and then they wonder, I wonder if their program, product, or service can help me. Does that make sense? So your marketing has to be very, very targeted to a specific type of person. Now, could you have 2 different avatars that you speak to? Of course. So when you create communications for that avatar that is precise, and when you know how to tell people what you do in 15 seconds, and you have your main hooks, which I'll show you how to do in just a moment, and you have a killer USP, a unique selling proposition, all right, and a killer promise, right? What was the promise that I made to all of you? That I'll show you at least how to make $1,000 to $10,000 a day. The system that I use makes way more than that, and it makes that for many, many, many of our clients, over 10,000 I've worked with, right? Now, here's a question for you. What do people buy? The features or the benefits of your product or service? Or do they buy the benefit of the benefit? What do they buy? In the chat, let me know. What do they buy? The benefit of the benefit, right? Now, should your marketing have call to actions? If somebody reads something, if you communicate with somebody, should there be at the right time a call to action? Like, what do I do next? Of course. And you need to build that into your process so you know what the next either emotional step is or logical step is, right? And then how many of you, maybe like me, sometimes like to watch and learn and listen, and maybe you don't buy at the first opportunity and you need a little bit of time? Anybody other than me like to do that, right? Anybody other than me? And USP is unique selling proposition, is what makes your business unique so that people buy from you, right? So we want to have a follow-up plan. Okay, I know that some of you okay, participated in our business breakthrough challenge. We had 2,800 business owners participate in our business breakthrough challenge. I know some of you were here last week, and I know some of you are here again today. If that's you, let me know in the chat. Yep, I'm following your stuff. I'm learning with you, and I'm here. So guess what? I'm going to keep delivering to you and keep showing you that I can help you get to your goals and dreams faster than you can on your own. And so if you don't follow up, people fall off. Let me repeat. If you don't follow up, people follow up or follow off, right? Or fall off. So we want to create our communications, okay, for the avatar and understand psychology. And then we want to place our marketing into the channels where our avatar is looking for a solution. Would you agree? So are they looking on TV? Are they looking on radio? And I know some of you are already saying, well, I can't afford TV. I can't afford radio. And that's not true. Are you aware that you can do TV and radio for zero money out of pocket? And many of you are going, I didn't know that. That's because you don't understand remnant space. So just because you don't understand doesn't mean it can't be done. So then once you know who you're targeting, once you know what your communication is to her or him or them, then you say, where are they? What path are they taking in order to solve their problems, to solve the things that they want to solve, whether it's something they aspire to, something that they're moving away from, right? And then how am I going to reach them? Am I going to do joint ventures? Am I going to do ads? Am I going to offer a 2-for-1 special? Am I going to offer an irresistible offer, right? Am I going to use a free consultation? By the way, let me ask you all a question in the chat. Let me know, what do you do? What do you do? I want to make sure I'll use some specific examples based on what you do. What do you do? Tell me, you're a lawyer. Should I say congratulations or I'm sorry? I'm just kidding. A coach, web designer, art teacher, travel news, real estate. I thought you might like that. That was a good little fight. A therapist. What kind of therapist? Travel. All right. So let me ask you all a question for each one of your business, right? Are there people that buy what you sell because they have a problem in their life? Do they have a problem in their life? Maybe something's bugging them. Maybe they're hurt some way, whether their health, their relationship, their career, their business, something is not working great and they're looking for a solution. Would you agree? And would you also agree that some people maybe don't have a problem, but they have an aspiration? Is that you? Is that you? Right? So there's some people that are moving away from something and some people that are moving towards something. Is that accurate? Right? Is that accurate? There's some of you that are here because you're not making enough money. And you're here saying, I hope John Assaraf can help me make more money. And there's others that you're making good money, but you want to make more. Now, does good marketing speak to both of those people, the people that are moving away from something and the people that are moving towards something that they want? Is that a yes or a yes answer? So is your marketing doing that? Is your marketing speaking to the people that you know they're moving away? Because if you don't address them and you address the other people differently, then you're going to miss out some of your market. So all marketing does is this. First, the first thing great marketing has to do is get the people who are not interested out of the way. Your marketing has to get 80% of the people out of the way so you can talk to the 20%. Let me show you. How many of you have a business right now? Like if you have a business, right? I'm talking to, I would say 90% of you have a business. 10%, I know you like the idea of making $1,000 or $10,000 a day. All right. And you like the idea, and that's why you're here, because you may have a job or you don't have a job and you'd like that. That's a dream of yours, maybe, right? But for the majority of people, we're talking to business owners. Now, I'm not talking to you, okay, about bicycles. I'm talking to you about business. So all the marketing is supposed to do is get the 80% out of the way so you can talk to the 20% who have an interest in what you have. So you need to understand where to put your marketing, what to say, And then you need to know what are the best marketing and sales tactics to get people to buy from you instead of your competition. So let me show you what this looks like. And this is a map that I want you to think about. You can take a picture of it. If you want to take a picture of it and post it on the internet and just make sure you tag, John Assaraf. All right. Take a look at the sales process on the left. Here's what I can guarantee you, not promise, guarantee you. If you focus on the map on the left, but all of this together, all right, would you agree that the number one thing that you must solve, not hope to solve, wish to solve, great to solve, nice to solve, must solve? How am I going to generate more leads? How am I going to generate that 20% of the people, that I want to speak to? Okay, it's on the bottom part. It's called the sales process of the business success puzzle solved. Can everybody see that? Can everybody see that? All right. Would you agree that you have to solve that one thing first? Yes or yes? Come on. Okay. Then let's say there's 100 people and you want to get to those 20 out of that 100 so you don't waste your time. Would you agree that from all the potential prospects, you have to qualify them to see if they want what you have, need what you have, and are willing to pay for it? Would you agree you have to do that next? Because if you go through your selling process and you're talking to unqualified or unprepared people, unprepared to pay, are you not wasting your time? Of course. Of course you are. So you need to say, how am I going to take 100 people or 10 people and qualify so that I end up with the 2 or 3 that are most likely to want and need and can afford what I have? Now, what do you think would happen if you invested some time just to think about this sales process and then say, okay, if I have people in front of me that are qualified, whether it's on a webinar, whether they come into my store, whether they come to my website, a landing page, read my ad, my social media post, shouldn't I know what is the next thing that I want them to do once they're in my store, online or offline, or once they read my post or see my video? Shouldn't I be thinking about this in advance versus doing this? Right? Praying that they behave the way I want them to. Anybody know my famous quote on, most people, are using the drug of choice in their marketing and sales? Anybody know what my drug of choice is for most business owners? Anybody know what my drug? Oh, there you go. Angela wins the hopium. They hope that people, buy their program, product, or service. Hope is not a good strategy. People behave based on psychological triggers and emotional needs that they have. And your job is to generate the lead, the awareness. Your job is to qualify, and then your job is to lead them down first an emotional path, then a logical justification path. So you have to create emotional response marketing. Somebody write that down. Say, I have to create emotional response marketing. Let me give you an example. How many of you are tired of being stuck right now and you're standing on the edge of your potential and you're sick and tired of that? Anybody here? Now, there's a lot of potential for your business, right? You should be making more money. You should be doing better. You're working hard. You've read books. You've been to webinars like this, trainings like this, but you're not getting the results that you want, right? That's an emotional response. I'm getting you to connect with an emotion you no longer want to feel anymore. That's why you're here, right? You're hoping somebody has the answer. So guess what? We all get stuck and we want to get unstuck. So you want your marketing to elicit an emotional response. Why? Because the emotional center in the brain activates the logical side of the brain. The logical side of the brain does not send a message to the emotional side of the brain until after it chooses to move forward, and then you get that anticipatory hit of dopamine. So, do you have call to actions in the appropriate places for your marketing? Do you have an irresistible offer that the people who want and need it, can afford what you have, will say yes to you right now or in the next day or 2 or 3? Do you have that? Why do you want to have an irresistible offer? Like, why an irresistible offer? Why not just an average offer? Well, because the hardest sale to make is the first sale. Would you agree with that? So you want to create an irresistible offer on the front end so that people have incredible reasons to say yes to themselves. But with irresistible offers, okay, do you want to also have other things to help people accelerate the results that they want in the form of either an upsell or a downsell? Do you want to have that? And the question is, the answer is, of course you do. Why does McDonald's say, would you like fries with that burger? And would you like a drink and maybe a hot apple pie? Because the greatest time to sell somebody something else is when they're buying a jacket, they may want a tie to go with that shirt. When they're buying a blouse, they may want a belt and a bag to go with that blouse as an accentuating piece or an accelerator or a time collapser. So whenever we have somebody who says yes to your program, product, or service, ask yourself, what is it that they might need, in a day, a week, a month, that I can actually give them a great offer to accelerate what they're doing right now, because their buying brain has said, yes, I want to move forward. Does that make sense, everyone? And by the way, if you joined late, I will be answering questions at the end of today's presentation, which will be about 90 minutes, just so you know, because I see some questions in there. Does that make sense? All right, so you want to have call to actions, irresistible offers. You want to have special offers at times. And then what about nurturing people in your orbit that have raised their hand that says, I'm interested in that program, product, or service? Like, why not nurture them? Why not keep them in your orbit until they're ready to buy, or just to do a great job to build your brand, right? To build your brand. Well, Anitha, Daniel, how does that work in real estate? Well, you stay in touch with people by phone calling. You stay in touch with people by mailing to them. You stay in touch with people by sending them postcards. You stay in touch with people by creating a newsletter. There's a million ways to do that. The problem with most real estate agents and insurance people is they try to make the sale now. And if they don't make the sale now, you never hear from them again. That's the worst thing you could do after you've made the connection. That's why most real estate agents leave within 1 year, 80% leave. So the automation, okay, that you can do using technology is just incredible, right? So how many of you have a sales process like the one I'm showing you here? We have your ideal client profile, you have your communications, you know where you're marketing, and you know exactly how to generate leads, qualify, create irresistible offers, and nurture. Anybody here have all of that? And I would imagine the $1 million and $5 million businesses that are here. If you want to know why you're stuck, why you're not earning the income you want to earn, you don't have the foundation for your business. All right, so let's dive deeper. Is this helpful? Because if you start off with what it's supposed to look like, then you can start to work towards it. Would you agree? All right, we've only been at this for 25 minutes. All right, let's go. How many of you understand a little bit about neuro marketing and neuro sales? Because if you're going to do marketing, why not activate the part of the brain that's going to create the most awareness? Give me a second. Many people think this is my real brain, and I think it's my $35 brain, even though the one in here is worth 100 billion. All right. Which part of the brain do you want to market to first, and why? Let's have a little bit of fun. Which part of the brain do you want to market to first, and why? All information comes in through the eyes, through the ears, or through the senses. Would you agree? All right, so I see Angela's got the right answer. Angela's got the right answer first. So I know many of you think it's the emotional brain, but what's the instinctual part of the brain? No, the part of the brain stem and the first part of the brain that was developed, the instinctual part of the brain, then there was the emotional mammalian part of the brain, then there was the top part of the brain. Why do we want to understand neuro marketing? If you're going to do marketing, doesn't it make sense to market to the right part of the brain that's going to create the most awareness and attention first? So what do we do more of? Avoid pain or gain pleasure? What do we do more of? Avoid pain or gain pleasure? What do we do more of? Avoid pain or gain pleasure? What is our brain wired to do? Number one priority of the brain. There we go. I saw somebody said survival and safety. Nope, not gain pleasure. That's third or fourth on the brain's list. So safety, all right? Do any of you sell anything that offers personal or family or business safety? Do any of you sell? Okay, I saw some people before. Do any of you sell something that offers somebody safety, protection? Anybody? Let me know. So if people are going to do more to avoid pain, if somebody is in emotional pain and they see some marketing to help them get out of pain and discomfort, they're going to pay attention to you. But instinctually, anytime we have something that's causing pain, that's real or imagined, our instinctual brain and the thalamus in the brain will take whatever incoming message is coming in through the eyes or ears, etc., and send it to the important part of the brain so that we pay attention. Are you aware that we delete or distort 99.99999% of the incoming information that's out there trying to penetrate our consciousness, our awareness? Are you aware of that? So if there is something around safety, security, then use that in your marketing. If it's something emotional that people are moving away from, a pain or a fear of being embarrassed, ashamed, ridiculed, judged, fear of being rejected, fear of being alone, fear of being unloved, fear of not having enough money, fear of failing. If what you do helps people move away from that, at least talk about it so that they know you understand. And remember, great marketing lets the person know you understand what they're experiencing. It doesn't let them know how great your program, product, or service is. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Right? So we want to activate the reptilian brain if possible. We definitely want to activate the emotional brain. We can activate the emotional brain based on what they may be moving away from, but we can also activate based on what they aspire or want to achieve, right? So for example, if you're helping business owners or you're coaching, all right, you might say something, hey, are you tired of not making enough money and it's not allowing you to live the life, it's not allowing you to live the lifestyle you wanted to live that you hoped your business would let you live when you started it? Follow this 3-step process and generate more leads and sales in the next 30 days than you have in the last 6 months. Do you see how I could take you from what you're experiencing right now to where you want to go, right? And then, okay, you could say, imagine yourself sitting on the beach in Hawaii with your pina colada, feeling so proud of yourself, and your kids or your friends or your spouse is there with you, telling them how proud they are of you and who you've become. Do you see what I just did? I talked about a possible situation that they might be experiencing. I gave them what they want to experience. And I said, but isn't what you really want, the benefit is the freedom, the choice freedom, the emotional freedom, right? The psychological freedom. Isn't that what we want? Does that make sense, everyone? So you need to know that about your buyer. So you want to create a perfect match between your product or service and how your ideal avatar is feeling and thinking and how they want to feel and think. That's your job or somebody on your team's job, okay? How are we doing so far? On a scale of 1 to 10, was that helpful? On a scale of 1 to 10, was that helpful? All right, that's proper marketing, that's neuro marketing and neuro selling. It's you meeting them at the emotional, instinctual basis, emotional, instinctual level where they're at, and then you're showing them that you can help them. Now listen, you have to be able to deliver, right? You have to be able to deliver. Don't make promises you cannot keep. That's out of integrity. And I'm going to teach you this stuff And I teach all of my students in my Winning Game of Business program how to do this. And I have them make one promise to me. Anybody know what the promise is? Use this to help people. Use this to help more people. How many of you agree that if I help you build your business, you will help more people with your programs, products, services, because you're going to come at it from a serving heart? Okay. I'll teach you serving heart though. Use it for the greater good of people. If you help enough people get what they want, you'll make more than enough money. All right. More than enough money. All right. So let's have some more fun. So number one, I'm going to give you this in sequential order. Number one, who is your perfect avatar? Create one first and get to know everything about her or him. And I don't care if it's somebody in a corporation that works, they're a human being. They're making decisions. They're moving away from things. They're moving towards things. All right. So number one is, who is your perfect client profile? Take a sheet of paper, write out as much as you can about her or him. All right. Number two, what do they really want help with? Like, what do they really want help with? Okay. If they're looking for help. Okay. What are they willing to do to get the help and solve the problem? Let me ask you all a question. What are you willing to do to solve your business growth challenges? What are you willing to do? Some people are not willing to do much. Other people are willing to do whatever it takes, right? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to upgrade your knowledge? Are you willing to upgrade your skills? Are you willing to invest in yourself? Are you willing to let go of what's not working and start doing what is working? Are you willing to challenge yourself? Are you willing to fail and get back up? Are you willing to have an attitude to do whatever it takes ethically and professionally? Right? Of course. So you need to make sure that you're working with people who are serious and what? Committed, right? To themselves. Right? All right. All right. And then how specifically does your product or service meet their wants, needs, pains, and fears? How specifically, not how generally, how specifically, right? So write all of this down and you're going to have some really good marketing. And then let me ask you a question. I'm going to give you a series of questions and answer me if this is true or false. True or false. When you are thinking about buying something, do you think about this? What is it? How much does it cost? What is it supposed to do for me? How long will it take? What if it doesn't work? What is it? How much is it going to cost? What is it supposed to do for me? How long would it take? What if it doesn't work for me? Anybody think about those 5 questions? Let me ask you a question. Does your marketing answer those 5 questions? Does your marketing or sales process answer those 5 questions? Right? You better start answering those questions online and offline, because that's what people are thinking about. And if you don't understand what they're thinking about, how could you ever help them? All right. So how could you ever help them? And then, do you have an offer that's so compelling, people cannot say no to it? Yeah, I have an offer that's so compelling, they cannot say no to it. How many of you have an offer so compelling, all right, that they cannot say no to it? And then if you do you have a risk-free, pain-free way for them to feel they have no risk? Now, do you remember we were talking about neuro marketing and neuro sales? What is the responsibility, okay, of that instinctual brain? What's the responsibility of the instinctual and emotional brain? I call it the Frankenstein's monster. All right, what's it responsible, right? Avoid pain. Don't take risk, because if I take risk, I might get hurt. Let me ask you all a question. If, this is an if you have a friend who's a stockbroker, somebody you like and trust, that's a stockbroker, and she said to you, hey, if you invest $10,000 with me on stock X, okay, I guarantee you will make $20,000 by the end of the year. How many of you would find the money if she guaranteed it to you and put it in writing? How many of you would find the money to give her $10,000 to invest in stock X? Anybody? Now, why would you do that if she guaranteed it? All right, so Corrine, you would not. You would not invest $10,000 to guaranteed make $20,000. Corrine, why not? Like, why not? I'm interested to know why not. You have better offers? Great. You show me how to take $10,000 and make more money, Jackie. I'll give you $1 million by tomorrow. All right. And for anybody else who can guarantee that, I will give you $1 million or more by tomorrow. If you can guarantee I'll make 2 million by the end of 12 months. Okay. So Chen, you'd have to find a $20,000. So what? All right. So no, you don't trust her. That means you don't trust anybody, Fun DK millionaire. So what if somebody who you trust in real estate say, hey, invest $100,000 and I guarantee you in writing, the property will be worth $200,000. How many of you would find $100,000? The guarantee must be realizable. Sure, okay. Of course it's realizable. All right. So some of you are coming up with every reason why you wouldn't do it. And that's probably how you operate all the time. You're so skeptical that it's preventing you from even doing deals that are guaranteed in writing. So I want you to be aware. When people are making a buying decision, every human brain is looking to reduce risk. Would you agree? Every human brain is looking to reduce risk. That's really the purpose of the lesson. So ask yourself a question. Ask yourself a question. Does my irresistible offer, where applicable, okay, have a kind of guarantee that reduces the risk? That's really what I want to share with you. Why? Because our brains are naturally wired to reduce risk because of safety and security and avoidance of pain or discomfort. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I'm just giving you some marketing stuff, so please don't shoot the messenger. I'm just teaching you stuff that you need to be thinking about because that's what a human brain does. And if you don't understand what a human brain naturally does, you're going to hear things like, well, let me think about it. Well, I need to talk to my dog because my dog's intuition is great. Okay, so if you want to do proper marketing and proper selling, understand proper marketing and selling. Okay. So I'm glad. All right, here we go. All right, so does this make sense? Can you all do this? Can you all do this? Yes or yes? Come on, yes or yes. If you're committed, you're going to do it. If you're not, you're going to come here and waste your time. You're going to feel good because you participate in something, but you're not going to make any progress. I want to help you make progress, so let's stop wasting time. All right, so number 2, know what your ideal avatar is thinking so you can build trust and rapport. How important is trust and rapport when you're buying a product? I'm not talking about buying a product that's a pen at the counter of a store. You need a pen, you buy a pen, you spend $2. You know, if the pen doesn't work, you go back and get it back. But if you're spending $50, $100, $500, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $100,000, don't you need some kind of trust and rapport? Of course you do. Because when we feel trust and rapport, we lower, okay, our fear center. I'm afraid of making a wrong decision, either because of my past or because of what I've heard about people who buy this type of things, right? So you must connect on as many levels as possible to activate the instinctual, emotional, and logical brain. And the way you do that, okay, is you build trust and rapport, whether it's through video like this, training, whether it's through your brochures, whether it's your website. How many of you agree? Everybody goes to a website now if they're trying to find out more about you, or they Google you, right? Almost everybody, right? Especially if they're going to make a purchasing decision. And listen, I will agree there's a lot of scam artists out there. Why? Because it's easy to reach people. So you want to do research, right? And so if you're doing research, other people are doing research on who you are. So do you have enough information to give people the feeling that they can trust you? Do you have enough rapport, whether it's in your brochures whatever way that you need to build a trust and rapport. If you're a lawyer, I saw we have 1 or 2 lawyers here, an engineer, a doctor, a coach, a consultant, an interior designer. People are looking online for your reputation, right? So here's what they're thinking. Can I trust this person or company? Does this product or service work? Will it work for me? How long will it take? How much does it cost? What if I don't like it or it doesn't work for me? How do I reduce my risk? You have to know this, okay, as I've said just before. All right. Does that make sense for step number 1? I got 3 steps today, and as I mentioned before, I will also be answering questions afterwards, okay? All of this you can do. Take you a little bit of time, but you can do it. Don't do it, suffer. Sorry. I'm here to be your coach. I'm not here to be your friend. I like you, but I'm not here to be your friend today. I'm here to be your coach and tell you what you need to do so you get your Assaraf going and you do the right things in the right order at the right time. Let me ask you a question. I have in front of me some Rubik's Cubes. How many of you have ever tried to solve the Rubik's Cube? 2 by 2 or 3 by 3? Are these solvable? What about the 4 by 4? Have you ever tried that one? What about the 5 by 5? Have you ever tried that one? What about the granddaddy multifaceted Rubik's Cube? You ever tried that? Let me ask you a question. Are they all solvable? Are they all solvable? Are they all solvable? What if we used a visual for just a moment and we said that let this represent your business? If you're just trying, okay, to solve your business problems or your marketing or your selling, it might be difficult, right? Just trying all the combinations. But if you have a coach or a consultant or somebody that can show you the algorithm and the pattern, it's a lot easier, isn't it? Isn't it? Right? It's doable and you've tried. Now, if you were committed, could you solve it? If you were committed, could you solve it? If you're interested, that's what's going to happen. If you're committed, this is what happens. So here's my question for you. How many of you are committed to building your business? How many of you are committed to building your business if there's a blueprint? All right, sure. Whoever said that in there, let me see. If there was a blueprint, would you follow it? If there was a blueprint, would you follow it, right? If there was a blueprint, would you follow it? Well, I'm giving you some of the blueprint right now. And many of you know you love maps. Great. I'll invite you to join me for some of the coaching we're going to be doing over the next 6 to 12 months. And I'll share that with you later. But first, we're going to help you become better at marketing and sales. Of course, you don't want to lose your principles. You want to continue your principles. So once we have the information that we have on the avatar, then we want to create, okay, our marketing messages for the different mediums that we're going to do. So we want to create some great marketing copy, right? We want to create some great marketing copy. How many of you feel like your marketing is great? I doubt anybody's going to say yes, maybe some of it. So we talked a little bit about this before. How many of you are using fear or pain-based marketing as a hook, just a hook, not as a way to put people down, but to let people know that you understand that they're in pain? I'll give you an example. Are your ulcers bleeding so much it's making it hard to sleep at night? Is that using pain? Are you concerned that it's not going to get better and it's going to really affect your overall health? Don't worry. I have a 3-step process that helped me get rid of my ulcers, and I'll be more than happy to share that with you. Is that good marketing? Is that good marketing? I just used their fear of it getting worse, a pain they're experiencing right now, but I didn't do it in a malicious way, right? I'm just letting them know, I know how you feel. So can you use fear or pain in a positive, constructive way just to connect, right? Right? Are you afraid that your spouse is considering a divorce and that would leave you feeling wrecked? Hey, there are 3 things you can do to stop your spouse from feeling they want a divorce. Here's my video series to help you, right? Here's a webinar I'm doing. Here's a brochure. Here's a course. You can have it for free or for $10, right? Can I not use somebody's real experience right now and connect with them because I care, not because I want to pour, vinegar on their wound. I want to acknowledge, I recognize you have this wound, this pain, whether it's real or imagined, a fear. Are you worried about getting up on stage and being embarrassed because your words don't come out right? Follow my two-step process, my one-step process, my unique method, okay? And be the speaker you care to be and have people clap and give you a standing ovation. Can't I use real stuff with compassion, love, and care? But why not use it then? Like, why not use it? If it's gonna, listen, remember we said, the number one thing you gotta do is build trust and rapport, and you wanna activate the instinctual brain and the emotional brain. So use the right marketing methods with love and care and compassion, and people will feel you understand me. Can I ask you all a question? If you feel I understand you, don't you build trust and rapport with me? Like if you're like me, right? That's how we work. So like, meet me where I'm at. Don't ask me to come to where you're at, right? What about curiosity? Right? What about using curiosity? Does curiosity activate the brain? How many of you would like to know how to use curiosity? How many of you would like to know how to use curiosity? Just say me in the chat. Me. Okay. Didn't I just use curiosity to ask you if you want to use curiosity? I got you curious about how is he going to use curiosity. So scientists discover a new procedure that will take 10 years off of your face. Look below to apply it for free. That's curiosity. Right? Hey, Gordon. Right? So use curiosity. Why? Curiosity activates a part of the brain that wants to help people answer, what is it? So use curiosity. What about facts-based, which is later? Right? Do you want whiter teeth because your teeth are yellow and making you look older? 7 out of 10 dentists recommend this. So you use some fact-based, but you use it later on. What about anticipation? Coming soon. All right. Coming soon. Anticipation, a new process, new procedure, a new line of clothing, new bag, new movie, new this. Why do you think Hollywood uses anticipation in their trailers? Aren't trailers, okay, curiosity-based with a little bit, okay, of anticipation? Or how can you use anticipation? What about a promise of a better future? Did you start your business so that you'd have a better future? I'm just curious. Maybe a better now and a better future. Anybody here? Like, I learned that business could be the royal road to financial freedom, right? So a better future, right? Like, don't you want to be healthier now so you can have energy and vitality, but also to be able to enjoy your kids or grandkids and be able to travel and do the things that you want to do? Would you like to have less stress and more time for your hobbies? Isn't that a better future, right? So people will buy a better future. The word new, the word free, the word unique, okay, activate the reward center of the brain, right? So if what you do is a unique new process, okay, a proven new method, okay, new this, new that, unique this, new that, are you heading toward burnout? And Dorna, what are you feeling? And the easy things are hard, the hard things are almost difficult. You're having a hard time sleeping, okay? You're confused, you're overwhelmed, you're feeling burnt out, you're not enjoying the most pleasurable things in life. Keep going, Dorna, good job. Time-based urgency. How many of you know, FOMO, fear of missing out, right? Right? Fear of missing out. How many of you behave because you're fearful of missing out? I do. It's a normal human behavior. So if you have something that's starting, okay, tomorrow, Okay, and I mentioned this earlier on the call. We have a coaching program that's just starting. We had the first wave last week. It starts again tomorrow for the new people that are signing up this week. So there's some time and some urgency. What about aspirational? How many of you would love 6 to 12 months from now to look in the mirror and be so proud of yourself because you've built the business or are on your way to building the business of your dreams? And you're proud, your spouse is proud. Who else is proud in your family? Anybody other than me? Aspirational. How do you use aspirational, right? Is feel proud of yourself. Finally get off of standing on the edge of your potential and meet your potential. Isn't that what you want? To have impact and influence, and yes, the money so that you can have time freedom, emotional freedom, and choice freedom. Anybody here want more choice freedom, where you're not a slave to your business, but your business works for you? Right? Isn't that what a business is supposed to do? The business is supposed to do the work for you, but if you don't have the processes and systems, you're like a mouse on the absolute hamster wheel. How do you use what you are selling, if possible, to help people with aspirational? Does that make sense? Is this helpful? Again, you're getting a mini MBA in marketing and selling properly, using neuro marketing and neuro selling. And each time I do a training, and many of you have seen some of my other trainings, I'm trying to give you a variety of different angles to understand in sometimes the same thing. Does that make sense? So great headlines and hooks. Let's say, okay, you're selling some kind of a process or a product, or some coaching or something. Then when doctors feel rotten, this is what they do. Now, since we all, maybe not all, since we tend to respect most doctors, not all, most doctors, and we look up to doctors, okay? When we see something, when doctors feel rotten, this is what they do, right? So if you're feeling rotten, don't you want to know what the doctors do, right? Even though doctors, most of them don't study health, they study disease, okay? All right, so when doctors, all right, is dry skin making you look older than you should? Touch these 5 spots and find out. So if you have an interactive, okay, an interactive, is dry skin making you look older than you should? Let me ask you all a question. If you looked in the mirror and you thought that your dry skin was making you look older, wouldn't you keep reading? Wouldn't you keep reading? Gentlemen, wouldn't you keep reading? Ladies, wouldn't you keep reading? Of course you would. All right, what about how much is workers' tension costing your company? Anybody who has a company knows that stress in the workforce creates absenteeism, right? Stress in the workforce creates people that are unhappy, right? So how much is it costing your company? 6 types of investors. Which group are you in? If you're an investor, aren't you at least going to pay attention, right? We love quizzes, right? They laugh when I sat down at the piano. This specific headline, okay, sold millions and millions, okay, of the product that they were selling. When they laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play, they all perked up and listened intently. So when we have really great headlines or hooks, when we have really great stories, when we really have a great narrative or communication, that's what causes people to buy. So once you know the marketing, then you have to decide, what am I going to use to generate leads? Am I going to do free reports? I'll show you a few in just a moment. Am I going to do some videos and video transcripts or PDFs or webinars like this? Am I going to do free consultations? Am I going to create some templates or cheat sheets to give people so that they know that I want to help them? Do I want to use case studies, quizzes, surveys? There's hundreds of different types of things that you can do to build some lead magnets, right? And so there's hundreds of things that you can do to give people things in advance. So let me show you some of our top performing ads that we take. So we take all the information that I shared with you before, And then we create, ads for our ad campaigns, and we spend between $300,000 to $500,000 a month on advertising, on the different, whether it's YouTube, Google, Instagram, Facebook, and we give people a lot of free stuff. All right. So, for example, the one on the left, what do neuroscientists know about your finances? Surprisingly, a lot. There's a belief pattern that will attract wealth or repel it. If you have fallen victim to these 11 mindset money myths, then you could be repelling it. Sign up for, this is, our 4th annual Brainathon. That one did extremely well. The one in the middle, unique images do really, really well also. All right. The most powerful supercomputer in the world is between your ears. Is it secretly programmed to repulse money? Dozens of researchers agree the answer might be yes. Learn how to reprogram it in this free online event. We get over 1 million people a year to sign up for our Brainathon. What do neuroscientists know about your finances? Surprisingly, a lot. A different image. Does that make sense? Could you create some copy with some images and put those up on social media, whether it's paid or sponsored? Could you do that? Yeah, but you have to have the copy to do that first. And here's something to consider. You want to have images that you want to test, different ones that'll capture people's attention, because the first rule on social media especially is you want to interrupt what they are doing. It's called interruptive marketing. How many of you are aware of that? Interruptive marketing, right? Interruptive marketing, okay? So here's another version of this, right? This Saturday, the all-new Brainathon starts at 9 a.m. This is the biggest and most anticipated personal growth event of the year. Join Lisa Nichols, Jack Canfield, Marissa Peer, etc. Many of you have already seen this Brainathon, right? So now we're using some pictures. Okay, you're just one decision away from changing your life forever. So this is aspirational. The one on the right says, find out how I crush procrastination. I was a huge time waster until I did this. That's curiosity and anticipation. Stop procrastinating now. And then we will send people, all right, to maybe getting a little PDF. So we have the ads. Okay, I'm going to show you this in a variety of different ways. We take the marketing copy to the avatar. We create the ads or free content. We then create, some things that we could give them away so we can start building trust and rapport. All right. And then at the right time, we give them an opportunity to get a consultation, to buy our program, product, or service, or our coaching. Does that make sense, everyone? You see how this all works together? And then we can do videos as well, right? And then we can do videos as well. This is me going up my driveway, all right? And so I could do a static ad, or I could give the book away by video, saying, hey, I created this book. If you want to know how to build $1 million business, just give me your name and email, and I'll give you this ebook, and I'll give it to you for free. Can you see how this works? This is a system, okay, that you need to put in place. And the way that you put a system in place is this, okay? So you see on the left, you have to create your lead generation ads or articles or videos, lead magnets, social media, which is free, Facebook, Instagram, or you can buy lists, and there's 25 other ways you can do it. Then what do you want them to do next? You remember I said, what's your call to action? Is this making sense, by the way, as I go through this for you? I want to show you and then make sure that we have that you understand what you need to do. So then are you asking to opt into something? So you give them, a book, an ebook, a course, a consultation or something. All right. And then when the time is right, okay, you can make your first offer and sell them what it is that you may have. Now, the first sale is to get them to look at what you have. The second sale is to get them to connect with you somehow. The third sale is your offer. Does that make sense? If you have the offer prematurely, people say no. But if you have the offer at the right time, and there's people that are serious, then they're going to say, let me look into this a little bit more. Does that make sense? So when you have the offer at the right time, all right, if they say no, you keep you can keep, it's called retargeting on the internet, and you can go wherever they go and show them more content. And it's very inexpensive. And if they do buy, all right, then you can give them, hey, do you want some more of this or that to accelerate? If no, you can invite them to, a webinar or training, another appointment, all right? And then you can nurture them over the next week, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does this make sense? This is for professionals, for coaches, for consultants. For a lot of people, this is a simple process. There's much more sophisticated processes. How many of you, if you put your mind to it, can do this? Could you do this? Yes or yes? Come on. If you're not going to do it, then here's what you need to ask yourself. Who's going to do this for me? Because if you don't have a system or a process, then you have a job that you have to keep repeating over and over and over again. All right, so here's a much more complex. Once you do simple, then you can move to more complex, but you can't move to complex, right, until you have simple. So you can create, leads on the left, give some free things, and invite people to different webinars or trainings or consultations, etc. And you can automate almost all of this. All right. And Ibua, no, you cannot get my slides. I'm sorry. Right. So you can automate all of this. So let's have a little bit of fun. All right. Do you know your perfect client avatar? Carolyn, do you have a poll for this?
I don't. I have the polls 3 and 4, but
Okay.
we'll just do it in the
On a
chat.
scale of 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10. How well do you know your perfect client avatar? All right. And just be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. On a scale of 1 to 10. Right. Okay. Awesome. 2, 10. Listen, you need to get to a 9 or 10. So that's your first order of business because you need to know who to talk to. All right. So who's committed, not interested? Who's committed to getting this done before the end of the weekend? Who's committed? Let me know in the chat. Committed. Skip this interested shit. All right. If you're interested, you're going to be treating your business like a hobby, and it's going to cost you like a hobby. Be committed to growing your business. All right. Stop wasting time moving furniture on the Titanic or being in the prison. Okay. That's the door is open, but you're moving furniture in your own prison cell. All right. So committed. Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd love to see all of you committed. On a scale of 1 to 10, how many of you have your neuro marketing, your communications marketing wired so that you know if you're going to use instinctual and emotional marketing for responses? Who's got it? All right. For those of you that say not yet, I want you to say, I'm committed to getting it done. Commit, commit, commit. You're not going to achieve anything in your life unless you commit to outcomes. So stop being interested. Stop doing what's easy and convenient. Stop it. Enough is enough already for many of you. Stop preparing to prepare, to promise, to hope and pray. Start committing and you'll get things done. All right. Who's ready to say yes to themselves? Like, yes to you. It's not, I don't need, say yes to you, to your family, to your legacy, to you looking in the mirror and feeling proud of yourself, saying, I did it. The reward of climbing a mountain is standing on the top saying, I did the work. Okay, now, if you want to do it fast, take a helicopter, but there's, you're not going to feel like you did the work other than you hired the helicopter. If you can afford it, that's great, hire the helicopter. But how many of you have ever felt proud when you've done the work? Isn't that what builds your character and your self-trust? Right? You know how you feel when you've done something, whether you've walked, a mile or walked up a hill, or you learned something that was a little bit hard. That's because you committed. It wasn't because you're interested, right? So you've got to create your neuro marketing and sales messaging and language patterns so you can at least communicate properly to the right people and help them. Help them, right? How many of you know how to create irresistible offers and even thought about it? Anybody? Yes, Rachel, it is such a warm feeling. On a scale of 1 to 10, you have to have irresistible offers. All right, why? Because you have competition. Other people are creating irresistible offers. Now, let me give you another reason for irresistible offers, okay? Your most expensive sale is your first one. And usually your least expensive sales are going to be number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because if somebody buys from you something, aren't they likely to do two things? If you have other things that they could buy, they'll buy from you because they trust you and what they bought from you worked. And then if you do a good job of communicating with them, wouldn't you recommend them to others? And if those people they recommend you to buy from you, there's zero cost of acquisition, of course. Like how many of you would recommend a John Assaraf webinar to friends because the value you've already gotten today, right? If you got zero value, you'd go like, put my finger in my throat and like run the other way. But if you get value and somebody says, hey, I'm thinking of joining John Assaraf for a webinar of his, should I, or should I go and like sit on the park bench and watch the grass grow instead? So if you help people, people will help you, right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, you have to work on your irresistible offer. Who is committed to work on their irresistible offer over the next month, 2, and 3? Let me know. I'm committed. I want to see committed, 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 or me, or yes, one of the 3, right? Not interested. Committed, committed, committed. Yes. Love it. All right. Scale of 1 to 10. You know the sales and marketing channels that work best for your business. Meaning on a scale of 1 to 10, you know where people are looking for your type of product. You know the channel that they are looking for. Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Is it Google? Is it the local newspaper? Is it in their mailbox? Is it television? Is it radio? Okay. Wouldn't it make sense? I want you to think about this. Okay. My son, one of my sons loves fishing. Anybody here love fishing? My son who lives in Dallas, Keenan, he comes to San Diego and he says, hey, Dad, we're going tuna fishing. I don't like fishing, but he likes it. And I go, oh, great. Where are you going? He says, oh, we're going about 4 miles off the shore. And I said to Keenan, like, why 4 miles off the shore? And he says to me, he says, well, the tuna go up and down the coast from Mexico all the way up the coast. And that is where one of the channels are that the tuna is. I'm like, oh, I had no idea that tuna like go up and down these channels underneath the water. What's the point of what I'm just sharing with you? Tuna use different places that they go up and down. It's not the shore, but up and down, you know, the oceans. So do whales, so do dolphins. And here's the point I want to make. Everybody has a way of finding a solution for what they want. Everybody behaves in very, very predictable ways, okay? Sorry, I just dropped this. Everybody behaves in predictable ways. So how many of you found us or we found you on Facebook, for example, initially? So tell me, is it Facebook or YouTube, LinkedIn, or Instagram? How did we find you? And how did you find us? Right? Now, some of you found us through other friends or people that we do joint ventures with, right? So joint ventures, there we go. And we are everywhere, the secret, but after you saw me in the secret, where did you see me? Right? Marissa? Yeah, so we know there are certain channels that introduced us to each other, right? So that just gives you an idea. So you need to know, okay, the marketing channels of how you're going to reach people the best. Then how many of you have your end-to-end sales process and marketing process on a scale of 1 to 10? Right, end-to-end, lead generate, qualify, offer, upsells, downsells, cross-sells, nurturing campaigns, right? So here's where, you know, many of you have got a lot of work to do. That's the good news, because at least you're not going to be ignorant anymore. Does anybody know the meaning of the word ignorant? Anybody know the meaning of the word ignorant? Not knowing. Yeah, you just didn't know or don't know, or you knew and didn't do, or you knew and didn't do, right? And so some of you, and I know many of you are not, you know, you're a low number for this. You are fully ready to optimize and scale your business 6 or 7 figures a year. So if you're not fully ready, when would now be a good time to get ready and actually do it, right? It's like, get ready, don't do it, right? Get ready. So now, all right, so let's have a little bit of fun. Some of you did this last week with me. Write down for yourself, what is your current monthly income? What is your potential monthly income? And I want you to come up with the difference, okay, times 12, all right? So how much are you focusing on bridging? So for example, if your current monthly income is $2,500 and the potential for your business is $3,500, there's $1,000 difference, right? So you are focusing, bridging $12,000 in this example. So here's what I want you to do. Write down for yourself on a piece of paper or in your head, your current monthly income, your potential monthly income, what is the difference times 12 for 12 months, all right? And I want to know how big the gap is. And Carolyn, let me know that you have this. How much is the gap of how much you want to bridge? And then I want to ask you a question. Kimberly, 120,000. Let's put this in the poll. You should all be able to see the poll now. What's the gap that you want to bridge? If you've already answered the poll, I want you to tell me in the chat. Let's say we were here a year from now and I did the poll, and let's say that you achieved the gap. You've bridged the gap. I want to know, how do you feel about yourself now that you've bridged the gap? How do you feel about yourself? What is the number one feeling you are having? So we have 60, and as you answer, excited, proud, awesome, grateful, relieved, incredible, worthy, proud, and happy. Here's another question. Who other than you would benefit from you bridging the gap? Who other than you? Family, who specifically? Any of you have kids? You know, one of the reasons that I wanted to be a successful entrepreneur, my father was a cab driver, and he was also a gambler. He made about $25,000 a year driving a cab, but since he was a gambler, he would always spend more money or lose more money. And my mother and father fought for most of my childhood life. I left home at 19, and I promised myself that I would never, ever, ever have my children worry about money or see me worried about money or fight about money or the lack of money, ever. I made that as a promise to me. So I wanted to become successful, not just for me. I want to make sure that when I had kids, they would never have to experience that. Are any of you into that? Because I also had another goal. My father never made a lot of money. My mother was a seamstress. She never made a lot of money. And I made a goal for myself to retire them so that they didn't have to worry or fight or argue and sleep in different bedrooms and blame each other. Those are my promises to me. Do any of you have promises like that to yourselves or to your family? I wanted to be able to have more than enough to share, and for it not to ever be a concern for me. So I became committed to me. I became committed to doing that. And I've made my children work for their money. I've not given them everything. I've taught them how to earn money. My son Keenan is 27, makes 6 figures a year. My son Noah makes mid 5 figures a year. Both happy, both love what they do, but neither one of them has any concerns about money. They both have investments. They have zero debt, and they're both self-sufficient because I taught them the mindset and the skill set to do that. And we have investments in 43 different companies together. Just saying, they feel proud because they can take care of themselves, right? So many of you want to bridge the gap, and I love that. And the whole idea with bridging the gap is who you're going to become, right? Who you're going to become, and obviously the lifestyle that it's going to allow you to live. So many of you don't have a plan, right? Many of you do not have a plan to map this out. I think I asked before. And here's the thing for you is without a map, it's very, very, very hard. Without the algorithm, some of you have it, and that's great, and I'm proud of you. But I'd say about 80% of you, I'm going to guess about 80% of you don't have a blueprint to get there. And the 20%, it's always 20 20% do, 80% don't. Let's see where we end up in the poll right now. Way to go, Michael. No plan. So does anybody know what my famous PPP equals PPP stands for? Anybody know what PPP equals? Yeah, PPP is piss poor planning equals piss poor performance. PPP equals piss poor performance. Piss poor performance. So let's see. All right, so we've got about a third of you are answering the question. All right. So let's end the poll. We're going to do this so we can continue. So, 77%, it's always about, 80-20. So nice job, everybody. So here's my question for you. Here's the potential. Right? Is it possible that over the next 6 to 18 months for some of you, all right, things can get much worse? Is it possible? Right? I'm going to give you, this is your potential futures. Right? It's possible. Is it possible that some of you would just go along your way doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again? What can you pretty much guarantee if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, everyone? What can you pretty much guarantee? Monique, I love your lingo. Yeah, you're screwed. You used a different word, but yeah, same result. You're surviving. Would you agree that there is a path with the right help to thriving? Would you agree? There is a path if you're committed. Now, if you're not committed, what do you think will happen? Just out of curiosity, if you're not committed to yourself, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? And I want you to look in the mirror again 6 months from now, 12 months from now. Are you okay with what you see? And are you okay with what you're feeling? Are you okay with it? Right? Are you okay being disappointed again versus learning just how to change? Are you okay? Like if you're okay with more of the same, if you're okay with feeling disappointed, if you're okay with settling for less than you're clearly capable of achieving, great. But if you're not okay, if you want to feel proud, if you want to have more choice freedom, if you want to take those trips, buy the new car, pay off the debt, take care of your family, show your significant others who you really are because you've stepped up. If you're willing to do that, then answer this question. Are you interested in achieving your business financial goals, or are you committed to achieving them? Because this is the deciding factor. Many of you have seen me for many years, and I've said to you, there is nothing that I do that I don't commit to doing. So I ask myself a question. I want to achieve this goal. I want to make an extra 1,000 or 10,000, a day, a week, a month, doesn't matter. Am I committed to it? Would you agree that when you are committed, you achieve greater results? Would you agree with that? Like, would you agree? Come on. This is not rocket science. Would you also agree that when you're interested and you don't say yes to yourself, you kind of sort of maybe show up? Come on. I mean, this is human psychology 101, right? So if you agree and you're committed, here's my question for you. Are you ready to become the CEO of your small company that you're meant to be? Like, are you ready? Because I told you earlier, I'm going to give you an invitation. And today's really the last day that this invitation is open right now. All right. So if you're ready to be the CEO you're meant to be, I want you to get a divorce. I know, like, I've been divorced twice, like in real life. I've been together with my wife, Maria, for 23 years. But I had to get rid of the divorce of stuff that didn't work. So how many of you are ready to get a divorce? Now, watch this. All right. Are you ready to get a divorce from your limiting beliefs? I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not worthy. I don't know how. I'm too young. I'm told. How many of you are ready to get a divorce from your limiting beliefs? 100% of you should say, I'm ready to get rid of my limiting beliefs. How many of you are getting ready for a divorce from your stories and excuses you've used up until today and you've just stopped right now? Are you ready to get a divorce from your stories and excuses of why you haven't achieved your business goals and dreams, your financial goals, and why you don't feel the way you want to feel about yourself, and why you're okay being disappointed, and maybe it's not the right time and it's really hard? Are you ready? What about a divorce from your fears? What if I fail? What if I'm embarrassed? What if I'm ashamed? What if I'm ridiculed? What if I'm judged? What if I'm rejected? What if I'm not loved? What if I disappoint myself again? Like, are you ready to get a divorce from allowing your fears to be bigger than you? Right? You got to get a divorce from them. Now, you can use your fears as fuel, but you don't want to use your fears to fail. Right? Right? You don't want to use your fears to fail. You want to use your fears as fuel. What about a divorce from disempowering thoughts and emotions that keep you stuck repeating the same patterns over and over again? Like, these are not things you should be saying no to. What about a divorce from anything that's holding you hostage, keeping you away from your goals and dreams? No more. Like, you can have disempowering thoughts. You just don't want to entertain them. You want to release them, right? So who's ready? Sign the papers. Yeah, who's ready? So what's the value of a blueprint? What is the value of a blueprint? What is the value of a blueprint? Which one will save you time, money, energy, stress? Which one? It's a shortcut. It's a shortcut. Anybody other than me like shortcuts? Anybody other than me like shortcuts? Why do people pay $25, $50, $100,000 for a franchise? Why? Why don't they just open up their own, sandwich shop, salad shop, oil shop, real estate? Why don't they do that? Because it's the fast track to success. Now, does taking the slow, unproven way cost money? Does taking the slow, unproven way cost time and money? Of course it does. So who wants the shortcut? I mean, that's really the question you should be asking yourself. Do I want the shortcut? All right. Because if you want the shortcut, all right, there's really two ways that you can do it. If you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, go together. How many of you need some help? Go faster together. Anybody? Like, I love to go fast, and I love to go together with people who are committed to not only achieving results, but to giving results. Let me ask you all a question. If I help you, will you promise to help other people that need help as well? If I help you, will you help other people? Like, I know I can help you. I've helped over 10,000 business owners. And there's some of you that are already in my coaching program. Today's the last presentation I'm doing for the opening that we have right now. I did a presentation last week and today, and that's it. And so we're closing this door right now. So I have a program called Winning the Game of Business, and there's going to be two options for you. One option is you do it on your own, and 92% of people who take our Winning Game of Business brain training and coaching program get help in the form of coaching for 6 months or 12 months. May I share that with you right now and invite you and see if it's right for you? May I do that? All right, because if I can, then I will help you. All right, so we're going to focus on making sure that you have your vision, your goals, and your why, your avatar, your neuro marketing and neuro sales patterns, your core marketing and sales messaging, and your USPs, your unique selling proposition. Show you how to create compelling offers. Make sure you have an end-to-end sales process. Show you the best sales and marketing distribution channels. Show you how to measure your marketing and sales. Teach you what to look for so you can measure the key performance indicators, and show you how to optimize your and scale. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this in two ways. Number one, we've developed a video training program that you can go at your own pace. When I did this training for a few hundred business owners, they paid, I think, between $3,000 to $5,000 if it was regular or VIP. We recorded the videos. We broke them down into chunks. So they're like 20, 30-minute chunks with workbooks, examples, and fill in the blanks. And you're going to get access to all of this in a members portal that you can use 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to go as slow, as fast as you like. So this is called the foundation. You're going to do that first. Then when you finish the foundation, you're going to move on to the sales, marketing, and branding so that you build a brand for your business and you develop all of your marketing material with step-by-step instructions of how to do it, checklist, examples, etc. Anybody here want to learn how to be effective on camera? Anybody here want to learn how to be effective on camera? I created a special training for anybody who wants to be effective on camera. And I want to remind all of you that I will stay on for questions afterwards, all right? So I've developed this entire program to help you create your foundation. How important is it to have a strong foundation if you have a house? Very. I'm going to help you create your foundation. I'm going to help you create your marketing. I'm going to make sure you have an end-to-end sales process. And I'm going to make sure that you have a predictable business growth blueprint. We will show you what to do. We'll show you how to do it. We'll give you examples. So you work in 100-day chunks of here's what I do in the first 30 days, next 30 days, following 30 days, so that you can build a successful habit and ritual for a 6, 7, or 8-figure-year business. I will give you the videos, the audios, the checklists, the workbooks, and everything you need. And that's just in part 1. The value of just that training is $5,000. Let me ask you a question. If I could guarantee that that training will help you bridge the gap, it would be worth every penny of that $5,000, because for many of you, you'd be earning an extra 5 or 10 or 20 or 50 or $100,000 a year. Now, many of you know that one of my core specialties is understanding the brain. Would you agree that having the right mindset for a business owner, the right beliefs, the right habits, the right perspectives is important and in most cases critical? I'm going to help you develop with our brain training program, which you just put on headphones and you listen to while you're doing other stuff for about 25 minutes a day. We will train your brain to have the perspectives, the clarity, the focus, the beliefs, and the habits of a highly successful entrepreneur, because we're going to be training your subconscious mind. We would normally sell these for just $9.97 alone. You don't have to invest that. And what you will be doing is inner-sizing to retrain your subconscious mind. You do about 25, 30 minutes a day. So it goes from conscious effort to subconscious programming. Can anybody tell me what percentage of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are based on your subconscious programming? Can anybody tell me? 90, 85, it's between 95 and 98%. So one of the issues with most programs is they might give you knowledge and skills, but if you're not reprogramming your subconscious mind, you don't take action. So I'm going to give you this program to help you change your subconscious mind, your identity, your self-image, your self-worth, your beliefs, etc. All right, so you're going to get that in this as well. Now, here's what we're going to do. Does anybody want to automate a bunch of their business, your marketing and sales systems? Anybody here want to automate it so that you build it once and it works over and over and over again? Isn't that called leverage? So here's what we did. We created an automatic sales machine, videos, workbooks, examples, and I'm going to give this 6-part series to everybody who buys the Winning Game of Money Brain Training and Coaching Program today. And you are going to learn how to automate a bunch of your marketing. The value of that's $2,500. You remember I shared with you I spend between $300,000 to $500,000 a month. How would you like to learn what we are doing to advertise on Facebook effectively? We get insane amounts of leads from Facebook. So we'll show you how to do this, the mindset, how to test, and how to convert and track leads on Facebook. I did a special training where we showed you exactly what we're doing. The value of this will save you tens of thousands of dollars over the next number of years, or thousands of dollars as well. I will give all this to you so that you do effective marketing, you make more money, generate more leads, and that gives you the lifestyle that you want. All right, so listen, the value of this program, all right, is $9,997. And this particular version is the do-it-yourself model where you buy it, you own it, you apply it, and you're not going to pay $69.97, which it would still be worth it, or $49.97. Your investment, if you want the do-it-yourself program, which you own for life, is $2,497. And if you are committed, make a decision right now to either get this or, all right, you can take a payment plan of 4 times $697. All right. Next option is this. For the first 50 people who get this do-it-yourself model or the one with the coaching, which I'm going to explain right now, I'm going to give you a sales training course that I guarantee will help you double, triple, or even 5x your sales, because I'm going to teach you the psychology of selling. People that have taken just this training have made $5, $10, $25, $50,000 within 1 week if you're used to doing selling. So I am going to give you this for the first 50 people. The value of this is $1,000. So your special price for the do-it-yourself model is $2,497, which is thousands of dollars off of its value. Now, for those of you who want some additional help, not only does that version give you 100% money back guarantee for 30 days, buy it, use it, look inside. If you don't love it, I'll give you your money back. Take a look at Kaz Iso. He is a spiritual genius and guru. I was in the middle of my biggest launch and sales opportunity of the year. With the help of your process, we started doing online seminars. He went from doing live seminars to online seminars. With your program and coaching, I went from $500,000 a year. And with your program and coaching, I went from $500,000 a year to over $5 million. And this is only the beginning. Process, process, process. Systems, systems, systems. This is Erin. She's a jeweler. Thank you, thank you. Last month, I gave myself a fund goal of doubling my monthly business, which on a good month was $55,000. Well, we came close, $110,000 in sales. Ruben, welding company. We had 2 months in a row where our sales were $103,000. This month was $105,000. Never thought this was possible. He was almost bankrupt. This year, we did over $1 million in revenue. Tracy Carr, to cut a long story short, I've signed up an additional $720,000 in new business. All right. If you want the do-it-yourself model, I just showed you how to get that and gave you 100% money back guarantee. Now, as I mentioned, 92% of people take this option. All right. They're winning the game of business program, which I just showed you with everything I just showed you. All right. However, in the VIP version with coaching, I'm going to give you some of the trainings that some of my very, very successful friends created just for my coaching program. And if you want to learn how to build your brand, if you want to learn how to hire the right people, if you want to learn copywriting, there's a copywriting course in there worth $3,000 from Carl Harvey. There's a program with one of my top students, Mark Lack, who does $1 to $3 million a month right now on branding and marketing. If you want to learn how to automate all of your marketing, I will have this program, all video and PowerPoints and workbooks. I'm going to include this for you so that you can have what you need. Now, since you own all of this for life, you could take what you need, watch the videos, learn, apply it, and that is part one. Part two is anybody here doing social media? Anybody here doing social media? I have a total social media team, a content person, content person, looking at a video person, and what we also did is we brought to the table some of the top people on each different platform. Evan Carmichael has 10 million unique people watching his videos a month. Sue Zimmerman is an expert on TikTok. Mari Smith is an expert on Facebook. Natasha Grano has got like 15 million followers on Instagram. Rachel and Joshua Lee. All of these people have done trainings for my clients and we recorded them. Those are in the chat, but that's not all. You're going to get live training starting tomorrow when we are kicking this off for you. All right. You're going to get live training for the next 6 months. If you take the first option, all right, with me, you're going to get access to me. You're going to get access to the experts that we have for the next 6 months. There's training going on every single week. So not only will you learn what you need to learn, you'll be able to ask us questions through our hot seats and questions. I'm putting an entire team around you for the next 6 to 12 months so that you upgrade your mindset, your skill set, and your actions, and you'll get access, all right, to the calendar of what we are doing every single week. So you join us if you can. If you don't, we record it, send you a link to it, all right? And you can start to create predictable success. So if you want the live coaching with me for 6 months with the experts, access to the Win the Game of Business program to go at your own pace. If you want the MBA in a box to be able to hire people, do social media right, etc., the total value of this training is over $32,000 of real value. All right. Now, if you act right now, you can get the entire package, including the live training, 3 or so trainings per month for the next 6 months to make sure you implement everything that you are learning so that you have accountability, so you have your questions answered, so you move forward. Your investment's $3,497. Or you can take 6 payments of $697. That is your option. Now, I want you to imagine this, right? Imagine what I said earlier, or remember. Remember I shared with you earlier, if an investor and advisor offered you a 200% guarantee or 100% guarantee, and they put it in writing, what would you do? And you said you would take them up on it. Here's what I'm telling you. You invest in yourself right now. Say yes to yourself. Here's what I promise you. When you invest in the year program, I will guarantee that you apply my proven systems and the systems that the experts that I bring to you will share with you. If you don't make at least twice your money back, I'll give you all of your money back. How is that? I'm the only one in the world who is doing this, okay, that I'm aware of. I'll give you a 200% money back guarantee, but here's the caveat, and here is something that I have to tell you. I expect you to show up and I expect you to do the work. So here's what I'm crazy, but I'm not stupid, right? So do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair that if I offer you this guarantee, that I expect you to show up and do the work? Do you think it's fair? I'm not stupid to tell people, hey, buy this program, call me in a year, I'll give you twice your money back. I don't need your money, but I want you to be committed to you. So how many of you said that you're committed to yourself before? How many of you said you're committed to yourself? So if you're committed, I'm taking all the risk and you have zero risk. So either you don't believe in yourself, that means we need to work on your mindset so that you do believe in yourself, or you don't believe me. If you don't believe me, go to johnassaraf.com right now, johnassaraf.com, go to my wall of fame and look at the videos from 12 of the clients I'm working with right now who pay me between $100,000 to $250,000 to coach them. Go look at the videos, see if that will give you even more trust. I know how to build companies, but more than me knowing how to build companies, I know how to show others how to duplicate my success. This is Brett Robbo, just booked my second $2,000 client, John's Hill method of selling. That's just from that. Mike Goodrich, he teaches people how to sing and how to use their voice. Hey, John, I just signed up and got paid in advance. My first client at $500 an hour. Anybody here want to make $500 an hour? All right. He's in our Win Game of Business program since March. Okay. Guy Sohi, COO for medical device company. He doesn't even own the company, but he took the revenues from 5 million to 17 million. Assaraf sells insurance. I'm so excited. My numbers are in. I had $167,000 in income. And it looks like next month will be $176,000. All right. Everything in the VIP that you need you need marketing, you need social media, you need ads, you need hiring, you need neuro marketing, you need to get your mindset right. This is the most advanced, step-by-step, easy to follow process ever. There's a private community for us to talk each and every day. All right. There's everything that you need. Now, the thing I want to share with you is this. How important is it to have a step-by-step system, a blueprint? Here's the way it works. Make your investment in yourself right now. Get into the community right now. Say hello to us in the community. Carolyn will be in there. I will be in there a little bit later. My team is in there. Watch video 1. Start your brain training today, and make progress today. Your investment, $34.97, or 6 payments of $6.97. I want to ask you all a question. Like, I can't do the work for you unless you want to pay me, $100,000 to $500,000. I can. And if you want an additional 6 months, many people go for the 12 months, and that's just $1,497. When you get the 6-month option, you can add that, and you're going to get all of that. I already shared this with you. If you want to do it yourself, it's $24.97. If you want that, it's 100% money back guarantee. And this is your chance to be the CEO that you can become. Now, I want to ask you a question. If you don't do this, what's your solution? Like, what are you going to do to bridge the gap? Right? Hope, pray, do more of the same. Is there a cost for not taking action? There's a mental cost, there's an emotional cost, there's a financial cost, there's a freedom cost. Decisions that we make, right? Decisions are being made every time. You're either going to say yes to yourself and to the success that you want with my help and the team that I've put around you, or you're going to say no to the help. And I get that. If my offer isn't irresistible enough, then either it's not the best offer for you, or you don't believe that it will work. One of the two. So I'm giving you an opportunity to get the coaching that you need, the blueprint that you want, and I'm giving you the opportunity to step into being the CEO that you hoped you would be when you started your business, and the CEO that you want to be now that you have a business. So we have an entire ecosystem that I've built. Over 10,000 business owners have benefited from my training, and I have thousands and thousands and thousands of success stories. And the only difference between those businesses who achieve success and those who do not is one word. Can anybody tell me that one word, since we've talked about it before? Committed. You got it. And so either you're committed or you're not. Either you are bigger than the stories, reasons, or excuses, or they are bigger than you are. Either you are bigger than the fear, or the fear is bigger than you. And here's what I want you to understand. Does anybody know the definition of rationalization? Anybody know? Anybody know? Anybody know? It's rational lies. There you go. Dr. Wasim, rational lies. Whenever we want to do something, but we come up with stories or reasons or excuses, that's our brain's way, rational lies, of keeping us stuck in our comfort zone. It sounds rational, but it's what keeps you stuck, repeating patterns over and over again. And you have to make a deliberate decision to break away from the patterns that want to keep you stuck. All right. And yes, you get access to the training for life. So everything that's in there right now, plus everything we're going to do for the next 6 months to a year, you get to keep for life. I've helped people build billion-dollar companies, $100 million companies, $10 million companies, $1 million companies, $500,000 companies, and people use the material over and over again. It's what I teach and go through. Everybody who pays me $100,000 or more to do it privately with them. All right. So there you go. Make a decision, say yes yourself, be committed and stay consistent with your higher self-image and self-worth. Don't allow your old self to keep you hostage and hold you back from what you want to do. All right. All righty. So let's do some Q&A. And what I'm going to do is all of you know, if you want some help, my team just put a phone number in the chat. If you want some help speaking to one of my success advisors, they'll be more than happy to help you. The time kickoff for tomorrow is when?
11 a.m.
It's 11 a.m. Pacific, which is 2 o'clock. Is that right, Carolyn? Which is?
Yes, 11 a.m. 11.
New York, 11 a.m. San Diego. All right. And that, I don't know what time that is in Europe, because we have a lot of clients in Europe and in Australia as well. Maybe my team can give me a list of some of our new members that are saying yes to themselves. That would be great if you can. Just put it into the chat or put it into my document here. So somebody's asking a question. Somebody's asking a question. When does the coaching program starts? Tomorrow is the kickoff to get you going. And that's when we're going to celebrate you and show you what to do. Let me just see. Some people just started. Okay, yeah, so the kickoff is to get you going. Somebody's asking, do I get instant access to the program? So Jenny says she's calling, nobody's answering. I'll let my team deal with that. Yes, you get instant access to the program. And what I'm going to suggest you do is watch the program. There's a welcome video from me. And then you're going to watch the first video, get the playbook, open up the playbook and follow along and just start doing the work. And you'll be in action right now, right below the video. You're going to see the brain training audios. Start with level 1 and the instructions are easy. And my team is there to help you. Somebody's asking, is there a money back guarantee? There was 2 different money back guarantees that I gave you. The first one is if you buy the do-it-yourself version, which is tons of stuff, everything you need, it's $2,497, and there's 100% money back guarantee for 1 month, which means get the program started, use it for a whole month. If you don't think it's worth at least 10x, just ask for your money back. If you buy the $3,497 version, which includes 6 months of coaching, like there's going to be like 18 coaching calls that we record with Q&A sessions. Blow your mind. It's like $150 a month addition or whatever, $200 a month. It is, it'll be amazing. And I give you a 200% money back guarantee on that. Okay. So I want you to get results. And on the VIP Elite, I just want you to commit to doing the work and show us that you're doing the work. And I guarantee you that you're gonna be able to achieve. I mean, listen, like I said, many of our members are making an extra 20, 30, 50, 100,000, 500,000, millions a year by applying exactly what's in this course. So if you're committed, I'll show you the path. If you're not committed, nobody can. All right. So I'm guaranteeing doubling your investment if you apply what I teach you. So just join the link, use the link. Angel, if you have no business, this isn't for you. All right. So this is not for you. All right. Unless you're committed to starting a business in the next 90 days, this isn't for you, because if you don't have a business, but you're committed to starting a business, show how to do it right versus doing it wrong. All right. So let's help you build your 6, 7, or 8 figure a year business. Somebody's asking, I've tried other programs. Will this really work for you? I mean, I don't know what you've tried, but my question is, did you apply the other programs? If you're committed to doing the work, to training your mindset and helping me reprogram your subconscious mind, if you're willing to do step by step, do level 1, then 2 and 3 and 4, and just do it in sequential order, I'm guaranteeing that it'll work for you. I have evidence with over 10,000 businesses that it works. So if it worked for them, why wouldn't it work for you? You know, I've built 5 multi-million-dollar companies. I've worked with, generated billions in sales. We have plenty of artists in here, Mel. Yeah, we have artists, MLM people, doctors, lawyers, interior designers, every type of business We have people who sell products online, people who sell products in stores. If you're doing marketing and selling, let me just make this really easy. If your business involves marketing and selling to a human, whether it's a human one-on-one or a human in group or a human in a company or a human anywhere, this will help you, period, end of story. All right. Number 5, can I tell you about the business inner sizes? What makes them so special? Okay. How many of you would agree? So maybe you can answer this in the chat. Do you agree that your beliefs drive your behaviors? Yes or no? I'm going to answer a whole bunch. You can just put why. Yeah. Do you agree that fear holds most people back? Yes or no? Do you agree that your self-image keeps you stuck at a certain income level or your self-esteem, self-worth, right? What about your identity? So there's only 4 things that hold us back. One is we don't have the knowledge and skills, which sets up doubt and fear and anxiety and stress, so we don't take action. Number 2 is we have fear of being afraid, fear of failing, fear of being embarrassed, ashamed, ridiculed, judged, rejected, disappointed. So if you don't know how to overcome that fear, you're stuck. We have limiting beliefs. I'm too young, too old. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. Those are just excuses disguised, right? And then we have our self-image. And would you agree, and this is a big one, would you agree you will never outperform your hidden self-image? Would you agree with that? Would you agree that you will never outperform your hidden self-image? Well, the business inner sizes will help you with all of that. It's a way to reprogram your subconscious mind and your set points. And there's 9 levels. You do each level for 1 week, and we are activating and creating new neural patterns in the subconscious part of your mind. Is anybody here doing any of my inner sizes for any program? There's Susanna. I love the name of business. Yeah, how are they? Are they powerful? We use a variety of science-based methods to activate and then reinforce new neural patterns, right? All right, so that's how they work. Megan, how do you create emotional marketing? Is that something that the live coaching covers? Absolutely, all the time. All the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. We will teach you what to do, why to do it, how to do it effectively. So Megan, absolutely. Absolutely. Sandra says, I have a service business. Can you and the program help me build the business out? Sandra, yeah. I mean, this, like, I don't know what I have to say to share with you. You know, I've worked with lawn care companies, mosquito companies, water supply companies. Go look at the first or second testimonials on johnassaraf.com. There's like 10 or 12 of them there. Just go look at the videos, Sandra. You know, I'm helping companies go from 100 to 500, from 50 to 250, from 1 million to 3 million, 3 million to 10 million. Yeah, absolutely, Sandra. Absolutely, Sandra. Just go look at the testimonials of people that are paying me more than 100,000 a year, or for, in many cases, I might work with them for like 3 or 4 days. So yes, Sandra, yes. I want you all to write this number down in the chat for just a moment, okay? How much are you looking to bridge, right? You had your annualized revenue now. You had the gap, right? The income you're making, the income you want to make. Write down how much you're looking to bridge. How much are you looking to bridge? 1.2 million, 150,000 a year, right? Come on, write it down. Are you going to stand here and tell me that the blueprint that I guarantee will work isn't worth your investment of time and investing to make that gap? Like, does that make logical sense to you? Does that make logical sense to you? I'm not willing to invest $3,500 or $5,000 to make 50 or 100 or 200, even when there's a guarantee. Does that logic make sense to you? Does that make sense? Right? So that tells me that either you have a belief that's limiting you, you have a story or excuse that's holding you back, you have a fear that's holding you hostage, or I didn't share what the benefits are enough, right? And my guarantee may not be big enough for you. So let me ask you a question. What is your solution? Like, what is your solution? There has to be, if you're committed, there has to be a solution, right? There has to be a solution, right? And so I'm giving you everything you need to get your mindset right and to change your subconscious patterns, including teaching you how to turn your fears into your fuel for success, getting rid of your limiting belief, and working on your self-image so that you feel worthy and capable of achieving your goals and dreams. I'm giving you the step-by-step plan to create neuromarketing, neurosales, and an end-to-end sales process, including getting 5 or 10 times the leads, showing you how to make more sales. And I'm giving you the support for at least for 6 months to a year. Answer your questions, bring you new experts, put you in an environment of other people who are doing the exact same thing. They're helping each other. There isn't a program that I'm aware of. If there is, tell me. There isn't a program I'm aware of that you're going to get more for the same amount of money, which doesn't exist, or for less. I could easily be charging $10,000 for this, and I'm not, because I want to help as many people as possible. So I don't know what you're going to do if you don't do this, but you have to do something. All right. The sessions, is anybody here that's in the program right now? And what are the experts like? What's the training like? Can you let people know on a scale of 1 to 10 if you're in the program? I don't know if you are. On a scale of 1 to 10, how powerful are the Q&A sessions, the hot seats, the training? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, right? Is it a 3, a 2, a 5? So these are people in the program that you've paid for. Look, it's $1 million, a 10. So for everybody that's saying a 10, can you let me know something? Are you one of our paying customers? Just so people know that this is not staged in any way. Like, I don't know that you're here, right? Did you pay? Were you on one of my trainings and then you invested in yourself? Yeah, just tell the people, because sometimes people think it's not real. All right, so paying customer, yeah. So, all right, so Jennifer asks, how does one know if they're best suited to work for others versus their own business? Jennifer, if you're not prepared to get on the entrepreneurial roller coaster, which it is, and you don't want to take the risk, go work for somebody else because they're taking the risk. That's how you know. Namfundo, in the 5 questions our marketing should answer, what do you do if the price is based on a quotation? Namfundo, I don't know what I don't understand your question. Anitha, how do you make an irresistible offer because it's more of the same that already exists in the market? Anitha, what would you have to do to make your offer irresistible? Like, what doesn't exist in the marketplace? Nobody's going to do it just like you. People could say the exact same things that I said today, but they wouldn't say it like me. So maybe you can copy my program, but you can't copy how I will teach it. Right? All right. And so, you know, when we come up with, like, think about this, Anitha. How many of you thought or think I'm crazy to offer a 200% money back guarantee? For those of you who sign up for a year, how many of you think I am crazy? Like who gives a 200% money back guarantee? Right? Imagine you go into a running shoe store, you buy a pair of running shoes. They said, if you don't love it, come back, give us the running shoes, and we'll give you twice what you paid for them. Like, who does that? Well, I do. Do you know why do you think I do it? Let me ask you a question. Are there other business growth coaching programs out there? Why do you think I offer my brain training program as a bonus as part of this part? Why do you think I do that? I could be selling that separately. Because it makes the offer irresistible because I'm going to help you with your mindset and your skill set, and I'm putting you in an environment. So the only reason you will fail is you won't show up. And if you won't show up, then do you really deserve to succeed? And showing up, I mean, you won't even watch the videos and do it on your own. Right? I do it because I'm committed to helping you. I do it because I know it works. And I do it because I know that I have an ecosystem that will not let you fail, even if you're conditioned to fail yourself. I know why you're failing yourself. I can help with that. I know why you're afraid. I can help you with that. I know why you have limiting beliefs. I can help you get rid of that. I know why you may have a lower than desired self-image of yourself. I can help you upgrade that. I know why you may be procrastinating and why you're self-sabotaging. I'm an expert at helping you with that. There's nowhere you can get all of it together and get a 200% money back guarantee. That I know for certain. All right. So I want to welcome Eva Montez, Lydia, Renea, Winlette. So those are just a few of the members that have joined right now. All right. Give me 1 second here. My team is giving me some more questions. All right, so we have Winsley. Can I give a guarantee without offering refunds? Do I need a legal disclaimer? Yeah, you can give a guarantee. Winsley, why? Let me ask you a question. What do you do? Winsley, tell me in the chat right now, what do you do? What do you do?
She says self-esteem and mindset coaching.
Great, self-esteem and mindset coaching. Before I go to Windsy, I wanna address Rick's comment. I don't think you're crazy, but show me how to make $7,000 a year isn't impressive. Rick, I don't think you understand the guarantee. I'm not saying I'm going to show you how to make $7,000 a year. I'm saying that if I don't at least make you $7,000 because of you applying the process, I'll give you all your money back. I'm thinking and knowing you can make $50,000, $100,000, $500,000. And if I'm not right and you don't make at least $7,000, then I'll give you your money back. So you're looking at it as me saying that I'm going to show you how to make 7,000. You're not looking at this right. Change the frame, please. Okay. So Winzy says what she said. What does she do again?
Self-esteem and mindset coaching.
Self-esteem and mindset coaching. So Winzy, why wouldn't you say to somebody, if I can't help you upgrade your self-esteem and get your mindset right so that you achieve success faster, why would you not be willing to give them a money back guarantee if you can't help them? Why should I pay you if you can't help me? Oh, because you want the money, but you don't want to be accountable? That doesn't give me a lot of certainty. Does that make sense? So here's the way you can frame it. I guarantee that I can help you with this, this, and that, as long as you follow through with my process. Now, Winzy, can you guarantee if they follow your process that they're going to get better at their mindset and self-esteem? All right. The trainings are all group. The trainings are all group. The one-on-one training is $10,000 an hour or $100,000 for a day. All right. So Winzy, that was for you. Ellen. How effective do you think websites are these days? I don't think people use them to make quick link sales. Does the program help in building websites and funnels? Yes, 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 and yes. I just did a training on effective websites. We teach you effective landing pages. Websites do make sales. Landing pages do make sales if you know what you're doing. If you don't, websites are a waste of time. Our websites, not our websites. If you take a look at the John Assaraf site, and you see the amount of lead generation that we have in there, it makes money. Jennifer, which is different, you're a massage therapist. I can't imagine how to earn more without gouging people, because I have physical limitations, a certain number of massages a week. How do I increase my income in business and sales? Gouging people? What do you mean gouging people? What do you mean gouging people, Jennifer, specifically? Charging more? Why do some Hollywood celebrities pay $500 for their trainer to come over and other people pay $25 for a trainer? Jennifer, why do some men and women pay $1,500 to have their hair cut? Why do some people pay $300 for massage and other people, think that $50 is too much? Like why? Why do some people, pay more? Because they see the value, right? Price is only an issue and value is a mystery. Jennifer, I have a really good example for you. There's a gentleman by the name of Tom. I always forget his name. He's a tattoo artist from Idaho. And he was charging about $350 for a tattoo many years ago. And he came to one of my events. I think he spent $5,000 for my business growth event. And he says, hey, I'm maxed out. I can't do any more tattoos. I want to make more money. That's why I came to your event. I said, great. How much do you charge? He said, $350 a tattoo. I said, why do you charge $350 for a tattoo? He said, well, that seems to be the going price in the area that I live in. I said, oh, is there a growing price for art in the area that you live in? Is there like a going price for a car in the area that you live in? People don't buy tattoos, Tom, I told him. People buy how tattoos make them feel, because people get tattoos because of their identity. And it's a symbol of an identity. Now, aren't people buying art that matches, their identity? They want something that's going to look good for years. He said, yeah. I said, good, go home, change your price to $750 a tattoo. He said, people won't pay $750. I said, well, that's because you feel you're not worth it. It's not that they won't pay it. Long story short, after a while, he left the seminar. He went and made $250,000 the next 12 months. From $100,000 he was making before, charging $350, bumped up to $750. He was just as busy. Came back actually the year after, and he said, John, I'm making $250,000 a year now, but I'm still too busy. What should I do? So first thing is you make your tattoos $1,500, and then you still charge $750 and get yourself another tattoo artist. Pay them $350. Watch what happens. He went home, charged $1,500 as the master tattoo artist for himself, and he started working less and making $250,000 from his other tattoo artist, started making $500,000 a year as a tattoo artist. Then he got another tattoo artist and another tattoo artist and kept raising his prices until he built $1 million tattoo business. Got to change your mindset. When you change the way you look at things, the thing that you look at changes. Stop selling massages. Price is only an issue and value is a mystery. And if you don't believe you're worth more, Jennifer, you will never get more. We don't charge what we can charge. We charge what we believe we are worth. And the marketplace has a value set on outstanding quality. Jennifer, I hope that helps. All right, Amir, how could I market my upcoming book so that it could build my foundation? The book is based on personal growth journey, part memoir, part how-to guide. Do you have this kind of experience with this marketing and sales? Maybe a little bit. My journey. I got paid over $1 million from Simon & Schuster for this book, New York Times bestseller. My journey, got paid. Simon & Schuster, another 7-figure sum. All right, my journey and my how. New York Times bestseller also. Another part of my journey. Amir. I mean, I don't know what else I need to share with you. 4 best-selling books, all of it because of my journey, what I've learned, and then how to market. Publishers don't sell books. people like me know how to create bestsellers because we know marketing. So you've got to understand, I've worked with people in every type of business you can imagine: jewelers, lawyers, doctors, water filtration companies, home renovations companies, massage therapists, artists, sculptors, artists, MLM companies. I mean, there isn't a business that I haven't worked in. When I started Remax of Indiana, I learned marketing and selling. I had built a multi-million-dollar a month budget for marketing and selling. So I learned what worked, from ads to copy to billboards to television to radio. Then I built, after Remax, I invested in a lot of companies as well, but then I built bamboo.com and the virtual tour and technology. I knew nothing about technology, and we went from 0 to 10 million a month. On the 9th month, we raised $28 million. We hired 500 people in 6 months. Then I started a coaching company for business owners, and I got into a partnership, and that didn't work out. So I also failed. So I learned from that. And then I got involved in 1995 with Bob Proctor and personal development, and that's still going on right now. And then I started NeuroGym, and I've invested in I've got investments in 43 companies right now, from the blockchain to technology to medical. So I get to see a lot of companies. We have, people from every type of small business in our coaching group that help each other: product companies, service companies, Amazon companies, people that advertise, people that don't have advertising budgets, that do organic stuff. All of it I've seen, and I know it may be hard for you to believe, but when you're around enough companies, you see trends, you see patterns, right? Like a radiologist, you can see patterns. You take an X-ray and you see a pattern. This is broken. This is fractured. This needs help over here. I could take a look at your business, and in seconds, I could tell you what's wrong with it, and then what to do about it, and give you the answer. Right? So if you want the answer, we've got it. All right. David John has a question. Have you worked with footballers? So I imagine you are in Europe if you're using footballers. Right, because I think you're talking about soccer. So I've worked with professional athletes in the past. Yes, professional, people in there. I've worked with golfers. I've worked with athletes, basketball, baseball. Nobody in football at a highly competitive level. So the question is, if you're looking to grow a business, I don't care what industry it's in, whether you're a footballer or a golfer, it makes no difference. All right. All right. So yeah, every field possible. So if you have a business, like I'm not going to teach you how to play soccer better. I'm not going to teach you how to play golf better from a mechanics perspective, but I will teach you how to get your mind right so you golf better, because I've already done that. All right. Amutha, how long is the live coaching with this program each week? Are there recordings? Yes, Amutha, there's recordings. We have sessions that are about 90 minutes long. And then we usually, if there's a training session, we'll usually have another 90 minutes of Q&A. So we don't just learn, but we also can get people to ask questions. Right. So we have, coaching questions during the week. We have a coach that also works with our members. We have Carolyn that works with our members, a coach that works with our members. We have a variety of different topics. We have Q&A sessions that are just Q&A sessions. So a lot of different stuff. Just understand, we've created a whole system that you can use to save years off of your learning curve. And instead of trying to figure out on your own, should I do this? How does this work? Well, let me try that. No, let me try that. That doesn't work. Well, let me try that. And you're working hard. Listen, here's what I can guarantee you. Most of you are working way harder than you need to, just because you don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry, but you just don't know what you're doing, or you're not knowing what you know, or you're not doing what you know. Either way, I'm going to help you and my team will help you. So Marcel says, how do I create a qualifying system when I'm just starting out to get more high-priced clients? Marcel, here's what I can guarantee you. You're not getting a lot of high-priced clients if you don't know the answer to that question. So with that said, all right, you need to know what questions you need to answer or have answered to make sure that the high-priced clients want what you have, need what you have, and are willing to pay for it. So you need to be doing your qualifying before you do any selling, or you're going to get a lot of people saying, no merci, no thank you, let me think about it, call you later, arrivederci. All right. All right. Yeah, this is like I said, remember I showed you the image of the blueprint. You know, one had a path and the other one was like, figure it out on your own. Many of you are trying to figure out, you know, the blueprint. And I'm going to give you the roadmap to selling and marketing and your mindset. All right, let me just see. So we have somebody that's asking about an online coaching business related to wellness, transferring my sales from business to consumer to B2B. As I redesign my message, how do I speak to the business owner and to the employees at the same time? Well, in your copy, you can break it up depending on exactly, you know, what it is that you're doing. The first thing I would ask, and it says somebody, it's an anonymous attendee here in the training. It depending on how are people coming to your website, right? So as you're transferring from B2C to B2B, then you're going to have to get somebody, you know, who is going to be able to make a buying decision, right, to contact you. And so the question you have to ask yourself is, who is coming to your site? Because in some cases you can say, if you're a business owner, you know, click here, and they click there and they can go down a path. If you work in a company, click here and you go down a path. You could do it that way, or in your copy, you can say, hey, as somebody who works, you know, with business owners that have employees, the benefits that I offer the business owners are blank, 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 and the benefits to the employees are blank, blank, blank. So you can do it in one area. So I would have to take a look at it, which is a lot of what we do in our Q&A sessions. People will show me, here's my website, here's my landing page, here's my message. And they'll show our one of our business coaches in there as well. So, so it would be easier for me to look at it and say, do this, don't do that. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Angel says, I want to transition to an online business. How can winning game of business help me build a thriving skill within the guaranteed period? What makes this program unique? I want to commit. How committed are you to our success? Well, considering that 99% of my business, Angel, is online, I think I know a little bit about it. You know, generated close to $100 million in online sales in the last number of years. So maybe I can help a little bit there. What makes this program of yours unique? Me, my team, the brain training, the step-by-step process. How committed am I to your success? Probably more committed than you are, but what I won't do is come and do it for you. So I'm not that committed. I'll show you how to do the push-ups. I might even help you do one or two, but I ain't doing all your push-ups. If you want my full commitment, pay me $500,000 or $1 million and I'll do it for you. But I'm not going to build your business. You're going to build your business, and you're going to thank me for teaching you how to do it, because then you can use it for the next 5, 10, 20, 50 years. But I'm extremely committed. And here's a question for any of my students that I see some of you are here today. How committed am I to our clients or to your success? How committed am I? You tell Angel. One of my clients, Mark Lack, he was 26 when I started working with him. He was a paintball player, he played paintball, and he wanted to start a business. So he asked me, I think it was Amir said, he said, what should I do? You know, I want to help, I want to help people. I've been in personal development and paintballing my whole life. And anyway, I started working with him on his mindset. He decided to write a book. From the book, he started to create an online business. He started doing online marketing, just like we showed him how to do it. And he was like stuck, didn't know what he was going to do, but he wanted, and by the way, he paid me to be a private client. And we worked for a day with him. And Mark now makes between $1 to $3 million a month. And he gave me one of his programs on branding and building a business that's in this program worth about $3,000. Actually, it's worth about $2,000. There's also a copywriting course in this program. There's also a webinar course in this program. If you need sales, if you need copywriting, if you need sales process maps, if you need, how we do our emails to get people to show up, to get people to open up emails, it's all in here. I mean, it's all in here. So Cindy says, does this program teach you how to create ads for Facebook and Instagram and YouTube? Yes. Deanna Sear says, how do you build a successful e-commerce business? You learn from somebody who's done it. That's how you do it. Jackie says, I'm already in Winning Money. How closely tied to these inner size program? They're inner sizes, but business is for business and money is for money. And we have a bunch of people from Winning Game of Money in the Winning Game of Business, and they do the inner sizes for money one day, inner sizes for business the next day. It's kind of like, doing legs one day and biceps the next day if you're exercising. So they're very closely tied, but very, very different in what it is that they accomplish. Well, not very different. They accomplish, the stuff that you need for a business owner. All right. Brittany says, I'm a transformational retreat leader. What kind of risk reduction can you offer? So Brittany, in the chat, tell me, why would somebody not come to your transformational retreat? I want you to think about, what are they thinking? When they see your offer, what are they thinking? Let's go back to, what are they thinking? Right? What are they thinking? Will her retreat work for me? What if it doesn't? What evidence is there that that retreat is worth my time and money? Right? Like what is it that they're asking, right, Brittany? So what do you get? Like, why should, if you have a transformational retreat, what are you promising them, Brittany? Come to my retreat, and I promise you, you're going to leave thinking, feeling, doing, letting go of, knowing a process. Like, what are you promising? Way to go, Felipa. Right? What are you promising, Brittany? What are you promising? Like you're asking me to get on a plane, get a hotel, or come to your retreat, spend money with you. What are you promising? Guarantee the promise. Or guarantee the process. Guarantee something that will reduce the risk, okay? Guarantee something that will reduce the risk. Some of you, I know at this point that are still here right now, you're sitting on the fence, and they're going to tell you a couple of things are going to happen. Number one, your ass is going to get sore from sitting on the fence. And you tend to, I would imagine, always sit on the fence. Here's a little thing for you to ask yourself. How am I getting rewarded right now by sitting on the fence? Let me explain. Taking action, if you want to, okay, has some rewards, right? But you may be thinking it has some risk, even though I've offered you a guarantee, 30 days, if you take the do-it-yourself model for $24.97 or, $34.97 or $5,000 and double your money. So how are you getting rewarded? I'm going to answer the question for you so you understand behavior and how the brain works. When we choose to sit on the fence, we get rewarded by being safe. We feel a little excited that, well, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. I'd like to, but I can't. I don't have this, or I don't have that. I don't have the money, but I want to do it. And listen, you're getting this reward system by getting excited, but then also backing off because you're safer in the decision to stay the same. You're staying the same so you feel safe. You will never, ever grow staying in your current box, ever. You might feel excited that you attended and that you learned some new stuff. You won't apply 99% of what you learned today. Do you know how I know? Because you didn't apply 99% of what you learned the last time, or the time before that, or the book you read, or the course you took. Do you know why I have the environment and the brain training? Because I know how long it takes to change behavior that will stick. You know what the answer is? 66 days to 365 days, not a 3-hour webinar. We get the dopamine release during the webinar. We get a little oxytocin and serotonin because we showed up and we're high-fiving people, we're participating. It won't last because that is the addiction of comfort zones. So if you're sitting on the fence, just jump one way or the other and get off the fence. Just either say no to yourself right now, hop off, or say yes to yourself right now and commit to your growth. But sitting on the fence, you're going to do a couple of things. You're going to reinforce that you can't make a decision. You're going to reinforce that self-image and self-esteem. You're going to reinforce staying in your comfort zone. I prefer you to say, no, I'm not doing this. I've made a decision, goodbye, than sitting on the fence as a teeter-totterer, as a settler. So just be aware of what you're reinforcing right now, because whatever pattern you reinforce reinforces you. Let me repeat. Whatever pattern you reinforce reinforces you. And I want you to think about this. Your absolute worst case scenario, if you say yes to yourself right now, and it's not for you, is you get all of your money back and you've gotten some free training. Your worst case scenario, if you say no to you, is more of yourself and looking at yourself in the mirror, knowing you could have done something, but you still didn't again. You decide, like I said, you decide. But you're making a decision either way. You're making a decision for more of the same and maybe getting worse, or you're making a decision, I'm going to give myself the best chance to succeed. That's up to you. I know that for me, being committed to outcomes is the first step. And ask yourself, is it a little scary? Yeah, that's okay. But is it also exciting because you can see the rewards of becoming a better CEO and learning how to master your mindset and your skills? What I'm about to teach you will help you for the next 10, 20, 30 years that you could build any business you want, okay? All right, let's talk about this. Michelle Abram Engel, do you think anyone has stress as a focus enough avatar? Do you help us create avatars in the program or coaching? Yes. Yeah. So a couple answers to your question, Michelle. Stress is one of the biggest contributors to health issues. It's one of the biggest contributors to mental health, emotional health, and dis-ease. So there is a pile of people. The number one cause of most illnesses, doctors will tell you, is stress. So yeah, we'll help you create the avatars in the program and in the coaching. You're going to watch the videos, fill out the documents, and then you can have, us take a look at it. So yes, yes, and yes. Ryan says, I came in late. Can you give me the cost of the VIP program and what it involves? Ryan, there isn't a cost to the VIP program. It's an investment in the VIP program. It'll cost you nothing when you apply what you learn. So Ryan, what's included is a video training program that was done over 3 days that's chunked down into modules with workbooks, examples, and fill in the blanks. It includes everything you need to do social media right on every platform, video training. It includes training on branding, training on building your sales process, training on hiring, training on building your brand, trainings. There's a variety of different trainings around that. Training on copywriting, email marketing, training on sales, a variety of different training on sales, one-to-one or one-to-many, training on camera confidence. All of these are video trainings that are already in there. It includes brain training to upgrade your subconscious mind with the beliefs, habits, self-image, and behaviors of a multi-million-dollar business owner. It includes live training with me, live Q&A sessions with me, live training with experts, live training with our in-house business coach, live sessions with Carolyn, a community to lift you up. It includes everything you can imagine. The investment is $3,597 for 6 months of all of that, plus the live training, or it's about $5,000 for a year of the training. All right. That's for you, Ryan, who asked. So if you want accountability, we set up accountability partnerships. If you want to ask questions, we have a way to do that. It's the most comprehensive program to be able to lift you up from where you are to the next level. And we start the onboarding tomorrow at 11 o'clock Pacific, 2 o'clock New York time. Kelly says, when you were first starting, who did you make your first sale to? I found somebody when I was 19 that wanted to buy a house when I got into real estate. But when I first started selling, I was selling raffle tickets so that I can win the wagon that I wanted to win as a prize in school. All right, so it's really interesting. When I was when I first started to sell, I went door to door asking people, if they wanted to buy raffle tickets. And I went to the community center because somebody said to me, instead of going door to door, why just go to where people already are? Oh my God. It's kind of like you go to the mall where there's a lot of people, or you can go to door, one-on-one. That was my first lesson in leverage. And I remember, I didn't have a lot of fear asking people if they wanted to buy raffle tickets, but I did have a lot of fear initially when I was asking for the sale. Somebody was like, I was showing somebody a home. I felt uncomfortable, like saying, so what do you think? Like that was my selling technique. I was so afraid that they thought I would be selling them. And then I learned that selling is doing something for somebody, not to somebody. Selling is doing something for somebody, not to somebody. And so I had fears of being rejected. I had fears of, asking for the order. And then I realized that if I was trained, if I'm there to serve, right, and I'm really helping them, then I should say, hey, I think this is the best decision for you, right? And show you why it's the best decision for you. But I was initially afraid of making those decisions because I was afraid of what people would think of me. I was afraid of failing. All right. I'm going to answer 3 more questions. And like I said, today's like the last day that I'm doing any presentations. We opened up the doors right now, which we do a couple times a year. And this is your chance right now. And then the onboarding starts tomorrow. All right. So any tips on selling my consultation to companies? I got lots of tips, Tina. You want to build your consulting business. I get that. I got a million tips. Until I asked you questions, I can give you, you're selling your consultation to companies. Find companies that need and want what you have, to have a big enough pain that you can solve. All right. And so you want to build your consulting business, Tina, then maybe you should learn from somebody who charges $10,000 an hour from individuals. And I get into the program, Tina. What you don't know is going to cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. And it's hard for me to answer your question because it's not a very specific question. You're asking me a broad general question. All right. All right. Cynthia, I help people plan their travel dreams. I always ask my potential whether they have a budget that I could work with to source the budget. Some clients get offended when I ask. How can I ask this question without my clients feeling offended? Help. Great, Cynthia. Cynthia, is it okay if I ask you a personal question so that I could help you better? Cynthia, answer what I just said to you in the chat. Is it okay if I ask you a personal question so that I can help you better? Great, Cynthia. Thank you. Now that you've given me permission, I'm going to pretend I'm you. There are some people who call me that ask me to help them plan for a trip. And then I plan their trip and they go, oh my God, that's like way above my budget. And there's other people that I ask them, to or ask me to help them plan a trip. And I plan, a trip that may be cost effective. They tell me that, no, we don't want to stay in 3-star hotels. So may I ask you, do you have an amount that you like to spend per night for hotel? Or are you going to be traveling business class or first class or coach? And do you have, kind of a budget you have in mind so I can give you the right recommendation to meet your exact needs? Oh, that's how you do that? Was that helpful, Cynthia?
Cynthia said fab.
That's called permission-based selling, Cynthia. It's not the question that's the problem. It's how you ask the question. That's the problem for most of you. You know what to say, you just don't have the order of how to say it, take into consideration the psychology, okay? And oh yes, we do teach this in the program. Cindy, do I have any affiliate marketers in the program? Yes, Shefika, are you here? Shefika does affiliate marketing, that's all she does. And she's made her first $10,000 learning how to do it from us. All right, listen, everyone. I don't know what else I can share with you. First and foremost, thank you for being here. That's number one. I get to do this, and that is my joy. I had my first mentor. My first mentor, many of you have heard me share this, was Alan Brown. He taught me the power of scripts, what to say, how to say it, what the objections were, how to answer them. And in my first year, I made $30,000 by using a script, calling people on the phones. My second year, he taught me some new scripts, and I made $151,000. Then I went away and traveled around the world for 15 months, September of 82 to November of 83. When I came back, I ended up with another mentor. And that mentor taught me the world of franchising. And I got involved with RE/MAX of Indiana and learned the blueprint of how to sell franchises and how to grow franchises and how to recruit agents and how to help the agents become better at selling and marketing. And I was fortunate that I became a millionaire by the time I was 30. And I learned how to be a business owner. So I went from real estate agent to a business owner. And then I built that over 10 years. Then I did another business deal with another gentleman that became my mentor. So my second mentor was Walter Schneider, expert at building franchises. He just sold one of his companies for $234 million late last year, one of his companies. Then I learned from Len McCurdy, who had just sold what I was starting to learn from his company with 5,500 employees to IBM. He taught me the world of finance and the world of IPOs. And we built bamboo.com, raised $28 million, took the company public on NASDAQ, and the company was worth $2.5 billion. And I was the senior vice president of sales and marketing and one of the investors in the company. And Len showed me what you can do in time when you know what you're doing, because we raised money, took the company public in 9 months, unheard of. And so he taught me another leveraged model. Bob Proctor, many, many years ago when I was 19, taught me how to use my subconscious mind. Murray Smith, my former business partner, is one of the best strategists I ever met. He's who I wrote this book with, The Answer, Growing a Business, Achieve Financial Freedom, and Achieve an Extraordinary Life. I've had mentors. I currently have mentors. I pay my mentors. I have coaches. I'm in mastermind groups. I'm in accountability groups. I actually had a 3-hour meeting last night with 10 business, leaders. One of them, his company was just ranked 43 on Inc. magazine's top fastest growing companies this year at 250 million in revenue. These are the people I play with all the time. I had to have mentors. I have to have coaches. I need to be held accountable. I need to learn and grow. And so I take everything I've learned over 41 years of being in business, and I'm bringing it to you. If you want it, I invite you to come into the coaching program. If you don't, that's okay too. Maybe at at a later date. But you're going to reach a destination 6 months from now. Now, it's either going to be familiar because it's exactly where you are right now, or it's going to be your fantasy. Your reality is either going to be more of the same, or your reality is going to be your fantasy. In order for your reality to become your fantasy, you better change something. And the thing I'm suggesting you change is your mindset, your skill set, and what you're doing. Because if you don't change those three and make those your new habit, your current habits will keep you stuck, no matter how much you learn. Knowledge does not change behavior. Think about that for a moment. Knowledge doesn't change behavior, because if knowledge changed behavior, every librarian would be a billionaire. If knowledge changed behavior, you'd already be where you want to be. You already know things you should be doing, and you are not doing it. Is that a true statement? You already know things you should be doing, and you're not doing it. Is that a fair statement? Why? Why? Why aren't you doing what you already know how to do? This is not your first time at the rodeo. You've been through other trainings before. You've read books before. You may even have some shelf help books or programs. You're just not doing it. The question is why? And once you have that answer, ask yourself, am I committed to stop the reason why I'm not doing it? Okay, I'm going to ask, Winsy said, I need time. No, you don't. You need to make decisions, Winsy. You've had more than enough time. Lillian says, how can I increase my mortgage business and make more sales? Get better at marketing, get better at sales, Lillian. Jackie, what platform do you use most to post your ads? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Facebook, Instagram, and Google, YouTube specifically. Laverne, John, say you have 3 or 4 hours. Is it wrong to put them in one message on your media page? Yes. Don't put them all on one media page. Natalie, I just finished winning a game of money. Would I need a break before no, you don't need a break, Natalie. Jump in. If you finish winning a game of money, get into this, start building your business. How's this program adapted B2B and LinkedIn marketing? We got some amazing marketing on LinkedIn in the program. It's adapted B2B, just like it is B2C. B2B has a human on the other side. You're not marketing to a storefront or a company name. You're marketing to a human. Sorry. Human to human. All right. Aniko, no, Shani, how do I make it irresistible what I do? Don't have time to do that right now. It's too late. Sharon, I want to offer service and I'm conflicted about turning away people who cannot afford it. Can you help me with these limiting beliefs? Sure. Offer service and give away a percentage to people who can't afford it. Say, I'm going to give 10% of my time to people who can't afford it. That's how you do it. And the inner size will help you get rid of all your limiting beliefs around that. And I will help you too. Ivy Lofberg, hi there. How do you market without making false promises? Ivy, what do you do? Tell me in the chat right now. Ivy, tell me in the chat right now. What do you do? Quick, one last question.
I checked and Ivy jumped out already, John.
Oh. Don't ever make false promises. Like, why would you make false promises? Why do you have to market emotions with making false promises? Why not just make the right promises? Just tap into your emotional hearts, right? Right, like that. I mean, you just have to. You have to just understand, what are they thinking? You need to spend some time. All right, everyone, I've got to get ready for another call. The link is in the chat. Thank you so much. I know some of you were here last week and many of you have joined the program last week and there's no more trainings that I'm doing. So thank you so much. The link is in the chat. Let's get started tomorrow morning. Listen, here's what I can promise you. I'm going to leave you with one thing. I'll help you achieve more in the next 5 months than you've achieved in the last year. But not only this, if you want to have the best 5 months of your business, now's the time to do it, because not only am I going to make sure you have the best next 5 months, This training is going to help you have the best 2023, because I'm going to make sure that you are ready and prepared. Because you know what we're doing in November and December? We're making sure that you're planned for 23. 2023 is done. You're not going to get into 2023 hoping, praying, wishing you have a good 2023. You're going to go through my blueprint process to develop your strategies. I'll be teaching that training to you. Around November, December, we start the process. So January 1st, or after you're hungover and you're rested, if you get hungover, you're going to hit the ground running. So you start 2023 fast and smart, so you finish strong and you have the best year of your life. We'll get you going fast this year, getting all your foundations and accelerate. In 2023, just tell your banker more money's coming in. All right. So we start tomorrow. And I want to celebrate you for taking, for taking action for all of you. Tomorrow we will start walking you through how to do this. And then we're going to have a celebration kickoff call also on, my team telling me August 22nd?
No, August 25th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So somebody's putting some stuff in on my feed over here.
No,
All right,
it's
I'm not sure who's doing that, but everybody, I got to run. My team can stick around with you. Way to go for being here. I appreciate you. And I hope you enjoyed your day and that you're learning. All right. I hope you're learning and growing, but more importantly, I hope you're taking action. You owe it to yourself and your family. You owe it to your present self and your future self. I got to go. Arrivederci. Thank you.
all right, everyone. I told you that was going to be an amazing presentation. John never fails to show up and give so much value. If you want to sign up, the link is right here in the chat. Go ahead and click that, save it. You only have until midnight tonight, and the kickoff call is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will see you all soon, and go ahead and let's dance it out as always. Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming. Jane, David, John, great questions. Elisa, Alejo. Thank you, Carla. See you, Cynthia. Bye, Miriam. Bye, Mark. Howard, I know you're in here somewhere. I'll see you soon. Bye, Laverne. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Oh, you like my necklace? Thank you, Angela.
Hey, Carolyn.
Hey, Matt.
Let everybody know the number that they can call if they have any payment plan questions or any questions about the program.
Absolutely. So if you have any questions about the program and you want to talk to a live person, we completely understand. Go ahead and call 858-358-5640. I'm going to go ahead and put that right now in the chat. They can answer any questions you have about the program. They can answer anything about payment plans, whatever you need. And if you're calling from out of the country, just go ahead and dial a 1 first. All right, everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Oh, Nina,
Can
I
you
got
just
you.
repeat that one more time, Carolyn? You're all over
Absolutely,
it.
and I'm throwing it again in the chat. It's going to be 858-358-5640.
And Carolyn, we have a bunch of people calling in right now, so I'm just going to post one more number in there.
Okay.
We've had so many awesome questions today. We want to make sure you guys can get through and talk to someone directly.
Sure. So if you can't get through on that 5640 number because so many people are calling right now, you can go ahead and call 858-240-1205. Again, that's 858-240-1205. And I'm putting that again right now in the chat so you can grab it.
Thanks, everyone. We can't wait to meet you on the success call tomorrow. We appreciate you.
Yes, we will see you tomorrow. Have a great one, team.
Great job, Carolyn.
Thank you.
It was awesome. Good to have you back.
Good to be back.
I'll see you later.
See you later. Bye, team. Have a good one.